shit. Mad shit. But talk about shit. Go crazy in here. Let the list populate. You know what I mean? Go to our sources. I was gonna wait to go live later. I wasn't even gonna go live right now. I was gonna go live later. I wanted to upload the weekend recap first, which is almost finished. I was gonna wait to do that later. Y'all see the camouflage? I'm out here on my prowler shit, yo. I'm about to break into your house, yo. Um, hey, what's goody, John? What's goody, JD? What's goody, Joe Mama? Ow. What's goody, Timmy Nealon? What's goody, LaRound? What's goody, Fistiana Feist? What's goody, Emma? And I'm live right now to talk wild shit. Talk wild shit about Ward. Why am I talking shit about Ward, who I was a fan of, and I'm still a fan of his boxing, but he's showing a severe lack of character. And I'm gonna wait for the list to populate a little bit. Was goody Deed? Was goody Daniel? Was goody Vladimir? Um, for me, it's getting annoying. It's getting annoying on boxing Twitter. It's getting annoying when you hear an actual pundit, a former unified two-division champion, and Andre Ward, try to skew people's perceptions of what's going on, trying to act like going up the cruiserweight is easy when Ward wouldn't go to Canada for undisputed. So what is he talking about? They really trying to make it seem like going up to cruiserweight for Makabu is easy. Well, if it's easy, then why Jamal ain't doing that? If it's easy, then why David Benavidez is not doing that? If it's easy, right? It's only easy if Canelo do it. But if I say, all right, when is Jamal gonna move up to cruiserweight and win a title? Motherfuckers gonna look at me like I'm stupid. But if we talk about Canelo, now it's easy. It's easy because it's Canelo. But if I say Jamal need to do that, I'm stupid. I'm crazy. Why would I ask him to do that? If I say that about David, I'm stupid. I'm crazy. Why would I ask him to do that? Near as I could tell, y'all want the guy that's doing the most to do the most, and y'all want these dudes to not do shit. Why is Andre Ward not talking about Jermall Charlo avoiding Demetrius Andre? Why is he not talking about that? Why are we, the boxing fans, who they try to get the money from? Why are we talking about that and they not talking about that? Why is Ward not talking about that? Why is Floyd not talking about that? Why are they only talking about Canelo? What's goody Arthur? What's goody Bass? What's goody Leo? What's goody Daniel? Light Walker? Danny? Ah! You know what I'm saying? I read one tweet that caught my attention. Let me show it to y'all. Let me show it to y'all. Let me pull it up. Let me see if I can find it. It got fucking buried. It's one guy, I think he goes by the name of Boxing Wisdom, and he's complaining that, oh, the fight might be at 190, this and that. Yo, listen, let it be at 190. Let it be at 190, let it be at 200, whatever. If it's easy, why is he the only one doing it? If unifying the super middleweight division is easy, then why did he do it and why didn't they do it? They were there before him. They were there before Canelo, David Benavidez, Zerto Ramirez, James DeGale, George Groves. After that, the title went from the WBO went from Zerto to Billy. You know what I'm saying? The titles have changed hands, but if it's so easy, right? Oh, it's a weak division. It's a weak division all of a sudden, right? It's weak. So how come it took for Canelo to unify the titles if it's so easy? Why didn't they do it? We all know why. It's because it ain't easy. I don't even like Canelo, but this blind jealousy is absurd. Hate is ridiculous. The only 118 guy to beat Donaire is Naoya Inoue. Might be. Might be, because the way he looked yesterday, that left hook to the liver, that was beautiful. That was fucking beautiful. And I'm glad that he didn't give me no extra work to do. I don't got to move nothing around on the Ring IQ pound for pound list. He took care of Raymart. All is well in the world. But the reason that I am live right now is because of the Canelo shit. I ain't even going front. I was going to wait to go live later on today. Looks like I'll be uploading the weekend recap later on today because I had to talk my shit. I got to talk my shit when I see stupid shit, right? I got to talk my shit. Guys like Ward, guys like Floyd are jealous. I'm sorry. That's jealousy that I see. I don't see nothing else. I see jealousy. Y'all both retired. Y'all both retired. I'm not saying Floyd was a bad boxer, but when you bring up Canelo Alvarez at a press conference for your fighter, saying shit like, oh, they should be talking about my fighter, or they should be talking about him, you sound jealous. And I'm not talking about Floyd being jealous of Canelo's record. I'm talking about being jealous of his success. The fighters you promote, he's beating them. The fighters you promote, he's beating them in the box office. In the box office, if he's not beating them in the boxing ring, and that's what you're mad about. That's what Floyd is mad about. That for all your Mayweather, I'm Floyd Mayweather, money Mayweather bullshit, none of the guys you promote is getting money like him. That's what you mad at. Call it what it is. Perhaps it's because no one expects Makabu to win. Canelo is the man. I'd like to see a bit more competitive fight. Yo, I'm going to ask you a question. Who expected Caleb Truax to beat Caleb Plant? Who expected Juan Montiel to beat Jermall Charlo? Who expected Kyron Davis to beat David Benavidez? Because if that's the thing we're going to go with, that, oh, we expect him to be in more. Okay, which one of these guys is doing that? That they're exempted from criticism, but Canelo is not. We got to criticize Canelo for what he doing, which is what they not doing. What fights is they fighting in that fit that description? And they don't even realize hating on Canelo like they do gives him that much more publicity. It does, because I wasn't even gonna go fucking live till I seen all that bullshit on Twitter. I was gonna fucking fall asleep on that couch and take a nap. Fanboys really think he's Thanos. Nobody. That's what I'm saying, bro. Talk about it, Minnie. For all these guys that have all these demands of Canelo, do they have those demands for Jermall? Do they have those demands for David Benavidez? Do they have them? Or is it just, oh no, we only demand of him, but everybody else gets to fuck off and sit on their hands and not unify shit and not fight shit like Canelo owe them something? Hey, Errol stuck between Bud and Boots' place. These Errol fans are scrambling. Yo, I already know. Let me alert the people. Canelo eat anyone. I truly have no prior bias to Canelo, and it's not hate. But if you have all the belts and you're a club competitor and you believe that boxing has corruption, then don't. Do you know what you're getting into with him? Well, this is my thing. Everybody has taken a liking to calling Canelo Alvarez a steroid cheat or a ped cheat, right? Cool, he's a ped cheat. So why do you want Jermall to fight him? He's just going to lose, and you're just going to complain afterwards. He's a ped cheat, right? Let's go with it. He's a ped cheat, right? So then what you so hungry for Jermall to fight him for? He's just going to fucking lose. Jermall couldn't stop Juan Montiel. He's going to stop Canelo. He couldn't stop Brandon Adams. He's going to stop Canelo. He couldn't stop Sergey Derevianchenko. He's going to stop Canelo. What's going to happen, Jermall will lose, and you will cry and complain after the fight. So are you sure that you want Canelo to fight another one of the fighters you like? You should be advocating for the opposite. You should be advocating that Jermall stay away from Canelo, because all he's going to do is lose. Do you think Ben would upset Errol? I don't think about that fight because it's not going to fucking happen. I don't know what the physical state of Errol Spence Jr. is when he's getting a detached retina wearing headgear. I don't like the sound of that at all. And I don't think enough people understand that injury or understand and are processing. The man got a detached retina wearing headgear and sparring. What happens to him under the hot lights? What happens to him with no headgear under the hot lights when the fight is for real? I don't know. I think y'all need to think about that. It's real shit, Midwest. It's real shit. It's real shit. Stop me when I tell a lie. These is the guys that's saying that Canelo is a ped cheat, correct? He's a ped cheat. He uses performance-enhancing drugs, correct? So if he uses performance-enhancing drugs and gets away with it, then why do you want Jamal to fight him? All he's gonna fucking do is lose. Well, you think he's gonna win? That dude's scared to death of Demetrius Andre. Canelo, he'll knock the peroxide out his fucking hair. And it's becoming IBF mandatory. Love to see it. I love to see it. I hope he gets the red belt. Jaron Boots Ennis, I hope he gets the red belt. Stop squinting, Jay. Nah, fuck that. I gotta squint. This is an R&B video. Fuck that. It's real shit. If he's a ped cheat, right? Like if you go on Twitter right now, what you gonna see? A bunch of crying ass motherfuckers crying about peds. Then why do you want him to fight Charlo? He's just gonna get beat. Why do you want him to fight David Benavidez? He's just gonna get beat. Because he's a ped user, right? He's a ped user. He uses peds. Cool. I'm going with what you saying, with what y'all saying. He's a ped cheat, right? So if he's on peds in every fucking fight, the way y'all want me to believe, then why are you advocating that Jamal fight him? Jamal can't knock out a motherfucker that's not on peds. Jamal can't knock out motherfuckers that's not named Canelo. What are you gonna do with Canelo? Lose? So you could cry about it on Twitter? My Joey Tesson, Bernardo Osuna, Bradley Tweaks got foes hot. I'm on high after getting my flick with Usyk. The world is jealous. They jealous of Canelo Alvarez, B. They jealous of Canelo Alvarez. Hey. I'm going to let Alexis on before any of y'all. I'm just letting y'all know that now. Y'all chill backstage or some shit or chill in the background. I got to talk to Alexis, B. I'm sick of the bullshit. Toda la pendejada y que no, que ese tipo está usando steroids, que no. Bueno, si el tipo está jugando el juego sucio, ¿no es verdad? Pues ¿por qué tú quieres que ese pendejo Charlo pelee con él? ¿Para que tú llores después de la pelea? Imbécil, estúpido. It doesn't fucking make sense. None of that shit makes sense. Hold on, Sancho. I'm going live with Alexis for a minute. Hold on. That shit don't make sense. If he's so bad, like, oh, he's always draining guys and catch weight and pad use, all right, then why do you want Jamal to fight him? Jamal goes 12 rounds with fighters that ain't on pads. What? Like, I don't understand. Oh, he's always doing, all right, and he'll do that to Jamal. So what's the difference? What's the fucking difference? So that you could cry about it after the fight? Benavidez and Charlo are being hyped even though they have poor resumes. Of course they being fucking hyped. I said that shit. Why you want me to think that David Benavidez is better than Lunga Makabu when I saw David get dropped by Ronald Gavril? Ronald Gavril ain't no champion. Ronald Gavril ain't no cruiserweight. And he sat motherfucking David on his back pocket. But he supposed to be head and shoulders and levels above Makabu. My ass. Maybe if your promoter, which goes back to what I said before, maybe if your promoter would have made the Plant fight when they should have made it, instead of waiting, we could say that David is head and shoulders above Jamal or above Demetrius or above Artur or Dimitri. Maybe we could have said that if your promoter didn't drag his feet and would have made the fight. But guess what? Your promoter didn't make the fight, right? Right. So what the fuck? What the fuck? I'm about to go live with Alexis Rumbero, El Rumbo de Alexis Rumbero. Appreciate that, Jose.
Hey, what's up, my brother?
Too much
How you
stupid
doing?
shit. Too much dumb shit going on.
Talk to me. What we talking about here, bro? I hear this
Right,
Charlo
Michael
and
Poe
they're
says
accusing
it's
Canelo.
about A-side power and getting everything he wants. I can't rate him until he's in a fair fight, and I saw Derevyanchenko beat Triple G, so competitive fights is all I want. And I hate to break the news to you, Michael Poe, but it's been that way since the very beginning of time. What you're waiting for is not going to happen because you don't become undisputed in 11 months so that you could put yourself on the same level as other people. You don't fucking fight Trout when he's a high risk and Lara when he's a high risk. You don't fight marquee fighters like Miguel Cotto and Gennady Golovkin so that these guys that don't do what you do could tell you what to do. That's not how nothing works. That's not how boxing works. That's not how life works. I did not do all this so that you motherfuckers could tell me what to do. I did not. I've been in big fights. They haven't. Because somebody tell me what fight that Jermall was in sold 900,000 pay-per-view buys. Who's the best fighter that Jermall Charlo fought? Somebody please tell me. Who's the best fighter that David Benavidez fought? Somebody please tell me. Somebody. Anybody. Who? About to turn into an owl out here. Really? Alexis, what it do?
What's up, man? So you speaking on the
Vulture? I
Vulture?
can't hear you if you talking, Alexis.
Oh, hold on. I'm talking here. Good. You can't hear me yet?
Let's not act like Charlo did not turn. That's the other thing. That's the other motherfucking thing. Roberto Diaz, I believe it was Roberto Diaz and Oscar De La Hoya. They both said we already offered Jermall that fight. He turned it down, and I believed him. Why? Because I saw Jermall turn down the Andre fight for $7 million. The fuck I'ma believe a guy that ain't fighting shit for? He ain't fighting shit.
Yo, can you hear me?
He ain't fighting shit.
Can you hear me?
Appreciate that, Jose Marvin. He ain't fighting fucking shit. I am live to talk shit.
Damn.
All right, I'm about to open this up to the panel because I don't hear nothing coming from Alexis. I don't know if I'm having something wrong on my end, but I don't hear nothing from Alexis.
Can you hear me?
All right, yeah, my shit definitely acting up. I could tell my shit is acting up.
Okay.
Hello. Can you hear me?
My shit moving slow and all of that.
I can hear Alexis.
You can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right. So then it's not me.
Can anyone hear me?
Yeah.
Well,
yep.
Julius can't hear us.
Yeah, see, I knew it was acting up on my end. Y'all give me 1 second to fix this shit because it always does this bullshit.
Oh, okay, good.
All right, we're just gonna
me
wait
1
for your
second to
potato
fix
Wi-Fi
this
to
shit,
work.
it always does this bullshit, especially in the middle of the day for some reason.
Huh?
Hold up, let me go up. Let me see if I can't fix this shit. And I'm gonna go here.
Commissioner Canelo, that's cool.
In the studio, it's 183 in the building. I want 183 likes, B.
All right.
So vamos a hablar mierda ya, vamos a hablar mierda.
Can you hear us?
I can hear you now.
All right.
All right.
Vamos a hablar mierda.
Vámonos.
Que ya yo estoy harto de toda esta pendeja, de estos pendejos, esta gente celosa.
PBC vultures. PBC vultures. What they
Eso
call
es lo que son.
You know
a bunch of fucking vultures.
Yeah, they want you to kill. You know what they are? They're jackals. They're jackals and hyenas and vultures. They want you to kill the prey, right? They want you to kill prey, and then they come and feast on your carcass and shit. You know what I mean?
Eso es lo que es.
A bunch of what they call that? Starts with a P. I forgot the
decomposers.
Organisms that live off other organisms.
Oh, a parasite. Eso es lo que son parasites. Eso
parasitical boxing champs, man. They've always lived a parasitical existence, man. Always want to connect their names to whoever's hot at the moment and doing things, and then come up with reasons why they can't make the fight. Meanwhile, they can build their own legacy because they do have Fox. They had champions. They could have done unifications. They could have done exciting fights. They did none of that. Waiting on Canelo, and then Canelo's ducking them. It is outrageous, man. Outrageous.
Let me address the super chat. Let me address the super chat first. Michael Post says, Julius, it's not about hate. It's coming down to decisions that he's protected talent, and it's hard for me to watch him knowing what the end result is. And Michael, what I'm gonna tell you is it's hard for me to take you seriously calling Canelo protected when Canelo fought. Wait, think about Canelo fought Caleb. Canelo fought Caleb who Samson Lukowicz protected David from. And that is on fucking camera. Imagínate una vaina de que protected. That's fucking crazy, bro.
Yo, my man, this is crazy. Dude. Oh man, like how do you argue with that? How do you argue with that?
Nah,
And you know the thing is, I feel bad for David Benavidez because I feel like he's being used as a chip, like to be cashed out.
All right, now everybody, don't say nothing. Don't say nothing. Here's what the facts are, Michael Poe. Canelo Alvarez in his last fight fought Caleb Plant. Over a year ago, Caleb Plant was trying to fight David Benavidez. David Benavidez's promoter said, no, we're not going to do that fight now. We're going to wait. That's what David Benavidez's promoter said. You think that David is not protected when his promoter is literally on camera saying, no, we're going to wait. Canelo Alvarez fights that same Caleb Plant that David Benavidez should have fought. But let's call Canelo protected. Let's call him protected. Make it make sense.
So it was Benavidez who didn't take the Plant fight?
Yes. I'm gonna show you the video.
Well, his manager wrote it.
Hold on. Yo, if your mic is fucked up, fix that shit, because nobody want to hear that snapping and crackling and popping.
I'm gonna
hold on. Let me answer your question, Alexis. Over a year ago, before the pandemic hit, right? Barbershop Conversations caught up to Samson Lukowicz, and he asked him in plain English, when do we get David Benavidez versus Caleb Plant? And Samson Lukowicz told Barbershop Conversations, no, we're not going to do that fight right now. Maybe 2 to 3 fights, we're going to wait. While Caleb Plant took to social media and was advocating for the fight, David's promoter didn't want to do it yet. And that was over a year ago. All right. You fast forward and David ends up losing his title on the scales in the Roma Angulo fight. The rest, as they say, is history. But Michael wants me to look at Canelo as the protected fighter.
You know what? For the longest, I thought it was Plant that didn't want to fight. Doesn't matter. None of them did shit anyway to deserve the fights, but one of them at least kept a belt. You know what I mean? And
no.
And then as far as Benavidez is concerned, man, that guy, he you know, I don't see how it is that Canelo gets to be criticized for not fighting Benavidez. Like he owes Benavidez a fucking thing.
No, la verdad.
You don't owe them nothing. Not a fucking thing, bro. Benavidez is struggling to make 168. Move up to 175 and see him there. What's the problem?
No, pero eso es la vaina, no es la verdad. It's Canelo that's protected. Like, who's had more fights at 175? Canelo or David Benavidez?
The dude's killing himself to make 168. He wants the money.
Exactly.
Easily.
No, la verdad.
Look,
Talk about it, bro. Talk about it.
look, I'm a Canelo fan, so anything I say, you could take it with a grain of salt, okay? The same way Julius is a Crawford fan. But we can't lie to ourselves and say that Canelo is ducking David Benavidez when David Benavidez is his own worst enemy. He lost the fucking belt to weight and cocaine. How can a fighter be disciplined and strong enough to beat a disciplined fighter and they're on cocaine? It doesn't add up. It just doesn't.
I brought this question up. I'm sorry, Julius.
Go ahead, Virtuoso.
No, I brought this question up to people on Twitter that want to go off about this guy harp on Canelo ducking David Benavidez. All I ask is, why didn't David Benavidez force the situation by getting a belt from Plant? And what I got is crickets, because they don't know shit.
No, because look, I said this over a year ago, and you know what? I'm gonna toot my own horn because I said I'm gonna go live to talk shit, so I'm gonna talk shit. I said that shit over a year ago, maybe 2 years ago. You motherfuckers at 168 need to unify now, because if you don't, when Canelo comes back, if you think you're gonna just get him, I'm gonna just wait. Nah, I ain't gonna fight Caleb. I'm gonna just wait. Nah, I ain't gonna do shit at 160. I'm Jamal. I ain't gonna do shit at 160. I'm gonna just wait. You know what's gonna happen? You ain't gonna fight shit. That's what's gonna happen. None of these guys did nothing. None of these guys did the shit that Triple G did. And what did he do? He fought who there was to fight. He fought Danny, and he fought Lemiao, and Martin Murray, and Matthew Macklin, y toda esta gente en el 160. Jamal, you fighting Juan Montiel, bro. You fighting Juan Montiel. Do you think that me, as a paying customer, watching you fighting these shitty ass fights, do you think I give a fuck if you get a Canelo fight? I don't. Because you don't fight shit. I don't care about your career. David, same shit. I don't care about your career. And I pay cash money for boxing. The people that's arguing in your favor, guess what? They don't. So the only people that are arguing in your favor are people that don't put money in your pocket. Now, if you would have did what I wanted, I'd have put money in your pocket. I would have bought your fight, even if it was a pay-per-view. I would have bought it if you would have fought Caleb. You didn't fight shit. Blame your promoter. Blame your promoter. Shout out to Mark Wayne. Shout out to him. Appreciate it. There's too much stupid shit.
Yeah, I don't understand.
And the funny thing about David Benavidez is, my bad for disturbing, but the funny thing that I find about people finding hope in David Benavidez is the common argument is that David Benavidez is big enough to not get bullied by Canelo Alvarez. But here's a situation. If David just goes in lunging in head first to beat the shit out of Canelo Alvarez, it will play into Canelo's game. It will play into Canelo's game because it will be easier for him to just catch the shots and then counter with a body shot. And what kills tall fighters first? It's body shots. And I could easily see a 10-round, 11-round stoppage to the body. And especially since David Benavidez has a soft body. That's my opinion, personally.
Well, you know why I don't edge the fight, even though I see it as being very similar. I don't know when all of a sudden David became Iron Man, that he walks through guys, but he didn't fucking walk through Ronald Gavril. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, yo, did y'all see the two Gavril fights? Like, he didn't walk through him, but you want me to think he gonna walk through Canelo? I saw him get sat on his back pocket. I see both them fights. He went through hell in them fights. But you know,
that's the common argument they use for David Benavidez, but I don't see it. I just don't see it.
I don't see it. Now, shout out to Danny Omega, who says these crazy fans be saying Canelo's plan to go undisputed included slipping Benavidez some coke. It's what Jaime Nieto says is crazy to me. Everybody wants to criticize Canelo, yet they let the rest of these dudes sit on the sidelines and not fight any. That's what's crazy to me. I'm like, yo, Jamal Charlo has been at middleweight for 4 years and ain't fought shit. Talk about it. He got offered a Canelo fight. I don't know why people keep forgetting that part. They offered him the fight. After that, they offered him Andre for $7 million. He didn't take none of them fights. So what the fuck is these people talking about? Now I'm gonna go to I'm gonna let Sancho in the building. Sancho, talk about that shit.
I just think it's wild how they're saying Canelo's picking fights like Tank Davis. That whole picked up steam last night. It's wild that the man that's carrying the sport is now hand-picking fighter. I didn't know champions were hand-picked, bro. I did not know that you had to pick cherry fights to become undisputed.
No, let me put it another way. Because it's not that. I'm about to hurt a lot of feelings. I'm about to hurt a lot of feelings. Everybody mute your mics. What they're really mad about is that we don't view, the paying public does not view none of these PBC guys in the same light as Canelo. That's what it's about. A lot of people don't view Spence as being all that. That's the truth. There's a lot of people that they don't think he's all that, and we know he's not outselling Canelo at the box office. The same with Gervonta Davis. He gets criticized every fight he has, and he's not beating Canelo at the box office. What they want is for guys like me, guys like Drew, guys like Leo, to look at those fighters as being in the same light. Why you think Ward is bringing up Tank in the same fucking sentence as Canelo? Bro, in what fucking way are they alike? In what way? Fucking Tank is 27 years old. By the time Canelo was 27, he already fought Gennady Golovkin. He already fought Floyd and Trout and Lara and Cotto and Liam Smith. But Davis, they wouldn't let him fucking fight Tevin Farmer.
Bro,
Julius
Julius,
made a video
Julius,
about it
let me
last
ask you this
December
question.
when Caleb. Go ahead, Leo. I'll go next.
Julius, let me ask you this question. Canelo is probably is going to fight Magaboo. Okay? Yeah? Yeah. How do you think that fight is going to be? Do you think he's going to clinch his way out to a decision like Andrew Ward did against fucking Kovalev in the first fight?
No, I think he's gonna stop Makabu.
Yeah, that's the reason for me. That's the reason Andrew Ward is jealous of Canelo. It's not about. It's not so much about his career and his success. It's about performances. You can't perform like Canelo. Floyd Mayweather cannot perform like Canelo. Juan Marquez cannot perform like Canelo. And that's why they hate him, for me.
I hadn't thought about that. That maybe it's the way that he's winning. He's winning these other fights. Because I'm going to be honest, and I've always maintained this. I don't think that Canelo won the first Golovkin fight. I honestly don't. I think that he lost that fight, and he was very lucky to get a draw. He's very lucky.
Me too. In my opinion, he lost that fight as well.
Yeah,
and I'm a fan. I'm a Canelo fan. So there's a little bit of bias in me.
The second fight, nah, he won that shit. I could say that. The second fight, yeah, he won that shit. And that's cool. And that second fight is a fight that he had at 27 years old. How old is Errol Spence? 31. How old is Gervonta Davis? 27. You starting to see the pattern? You want guys like me to view these fighters that are not doing what Canelo is doing in the same light as Canelo. And why the fuck would I do that? Are any of them undisputed? You can't get Errol in the fucking ring with Crawford. You can't get him in the ring.
Bro, they couldn't get him in there with fucking Keith.
Julius made a video back last December when Caleb Plant turned down Canelo and said all this was going to happen. The xenophobia around Canelo, how quick he was going to become undisputed. And then Andre Ward tries to say that stuff last night, and it's like Bernardo Osuna and Joe Tessitore been following the relay and Julius's Twitter timeline with how they shut him up. And Ward did not have a comeback for that. He got quiet.
Listen, because look, and I now I'm about to really hot take
toot your own horn, Jules. Toot your own horn, because you called us a year ago.
Let me hot take the shit. Guys like Davis and guys like Spence, guys like Ward are the reason that boxing is dying in America. Why? Because you support the wrong fucking guys for the wrong fucking reasons. You want us to be excited about shit that we're not excited about. And we tell you why you're not excited, why we're not excited, and you fucking ignore us. Who the fuck on this panel was excited over Davis versus Cruz? Who? Who was asking for that? Not me. I want to see champions fighting champions. Y'all telling me y'all excited over Davis versus Cruz? Really? Y'all was really hyped? You had a little hard on for that fight, little chubby? Dick got hard when you heard about that fight? No, it fucking didn't. But you want us to look at those guys, those flunkies, those underachievers as Canelo. No, we don't. And until you start doing what we tell you to do, money in boxing is going to stop flowing. Canelo going to make money wherever he go. He going to make money regardless of what he do. But for the American fighter that wants to make it in boxing, you need our money. How do you get our money? You fight in fights that we want you to fight the way you used to. We didn't used to have to beg Mike Tyson to fight somebody. We didn't have to beg Riddick Bowe. We didn't have to beg Lennox Lewis or somebody. We didn't have to beg none of these dudes to fight somebody. With y'all cat, we got to beg Errol. Can you please fight fucking Crawford? Please? That's the problem in the American boxing scene. Well, we didn't have to fucking... they didn't have to beg Leonard to fight Tommy Hearns. They didn't have to beg him to fucking fight Sugar Ray Duran. And they didn't have to beg him to have a rematch.
Julius and the panel, they talk about Canelo being protected. Okay, maybe Canelo is being protected. How many of these fighters have protected records?
All these other guys except Canelo, if you ask me. He had no reason to fight Lara. No reason whatsoever. There was nothing to gain out of fighting Lara. Not a title, not some money, nothing. And he fucking fought him.
We're talking about scorecards, talking about resume. Can we say Germán Charlo has a protected record?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Matthew
Can we say
Hell
Korobov
Caleb?
is
yeah.
one.
Can we say Caleb
Matthew
Plant?
Korobov's proof of that.
Yeah. Can we say Caleb Plant has a protected record?
Yeah.
Can we say
They all do.
Billy Joe Saunders?
Yeah. I see. This is the thing. This is the thing.
Yeah.
And this is no. This is the thing.
Yeah.
Billy Joe Saunders fought in a 50-50 fight before he had a belt against Chris Eubank Jr. That was a 50-50 fight. Now, if I look at Jamal, have you ever been in a 50-50 fight with a guy? No, not even the J-Rock fight was a 50-50 fight. Fuck, I picked Jamal by way of knockout. Like, bro, this dude hasn't fought nobody. He look all right, but Julian Williams hasn't fucking fought nobody.
Let me put it this way. They have fair records.
Mm-hmm.
Fair. Because Billy Joe Saunders is supposed to fight Demetrius Andrade, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and he moved up. Oh, Canelo was there to
Mm-hmm.
fight, but he moved up. Why? You could have fought Canelo in 160, but you didn't. In my opinion, you didn't want to deal with Demetrius Andrade.
That's what it is.
Yeah, Caleb
That's what it is.
could have fight David Benavides. He fought it? No.
No.
Golovkin is another guy right now. He's talking Demetrius Andrade.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I agree with that
Yeah.
100%. I agree with that
Yeah.
100%.
All these guys has unfair records. They have a sketchy scorecard. All of them.
Every single
not-
one.
It's not just Canelo. Now the difference: Canelo is more successful than every of these guys.
I agree with that.
That's the only difference.
Ahora, lo que yo voy a decir, mira. Hold on. My mic is on. Give me a second, because I just got the computer working again. What I'm going to say is, look, when you tell me that Canelo got a gift with Lara, right? Let's say if I entertain that, Canelo got a gift with Lara. Okay, Golovkin got a gift with Sergey, right? Golovkin got a gift with Sergey. If you tell me Canelo got a gift with Golovkin in the first fight, okay. Jamal got a gift with fucking Matvey Korobov.
Korobov.
Yeah.
He didn't even run it back.
And you didn't run it back. It was close enough that there should have been a rematch, but there wasn't, right?
Mm.
When you talk to me about Boogeyman David, hey, out of Canelo and David, how many guys have been knocked on their ass? David has. I saw it. I can pull it up for you if you want. Canelo hasn't. And he's fought punchers, big punchers, from 154 to 175. How many people has David fought at 175? Zero. How many champions has he beaten? Zero. How many champions has he beaten at super middleweight? One. Just one. Anthony Durrell. And beating Anthony Durrell makes him the boogeyman. My fucking ass, bro. You talk about the Ward shit, right? And Ward has a tendency, and I've noticed it, whenever somebody is shining, he starts throwing shade. When Triple G was shining, oh, you want to fight a fucking middleweight? You so thirsty to fight a fucking middleweight, right? When we talk about Ward's career, which I think was a good career, I don't think it was bad. Bro, you could have been undisputed 2 times, bro. You didn't want to go to Canada for Butte, and your body told you to retire after Kovalev. You only had to fight Stevenson, and you would have been undisputed. That's all you had. That's it. But you wanted to retire so that you could shade Canelo Alvarez for doing what you did not do. It's like, yo, you're not doing yourself no fucking favors with that shit, man. Not doing yourself no fucking favors, bro.
Ward knows he left money and fights on the table and didn't want to travel. And I got to give Alexis his flowers. He was the first one to say that Kambosos wasn't going to be easy for Tio, and look what happened.
Now, what I'm going to say.
Yo, can anyone hear me?
I got my shit on.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
You can hear. Okay.
right now.
I just wanted to get a couple words
I don't
in.
want to. All right, go ahead.
I just feel like Canelo is definitely showing his plan, what he's doing next. Why aren't these guys moving up to that weight and trying to catch him before he gets to the next champion and before he get like he's been laying out his plan for a while now. You know, it's not like it's just coming out of nowhere. Why
Porque
not
ellos
try
son
to get him that
pendejos.
way?
Porque ellos
It's
son
just the lack,
pendejos.
yeah, the lack of balls, the lack of want. Like, how is he to blame for him wanting to do all that? Like, I don't get it, dude.
No es posible para un boxeador no es posible que un boxeador, un campeón, tiene que pelear con todos los campeones del 160, el 168, el 175, but Canelo's the closest. What fucking champions has Jamal beaten at middleweight? Somebody tell me, please. Who? What fucking champions did he beat at 154?
No one.
Man, Jamal Charlo's fucked up. He beat up my fucking taxi driver. I can't even go to school.
So then what is he doing at that weight then?
It's the truth. Shit. Like, I'm like, yo, you really want us to get behind these dudes? And this is the thing. When Gennady was calling out Canelo hace mucho año, of course I was behind him because I want to see fights. And Gennady had fought who needed to be fought. He helped make the Cotto fight possible by stepping aside. Like, all right, ustedes quieren pelear, está bien. I'll stand down and I'll step aside, but I get the winner. Está bien. That's why I got behind him, because it's like, well, there's no other fight to make at middleweight but this one. There's no other fight to make. So
because Triple G did what he had to do and fought the guys he could fight. I mean, we all know he didn't get Sturman, Martinez, and Cotto, but he did what he had to do to unify them titles. It's not his fault he was elevated because the champions didn't want to fight him.
It's not his fault that Peter Quillen wanted $6 million fucking dollars. He gets $6 million, but they let them tell it to you, and nobody ducked Triple G. Bullshit. Peter Quillen wanted $6 million. I think Billy Joe Saunders asked for a crazy ass number.
Remember, Jules? Peter Quillen dropped the belt when they lost the purse bid.
Yep, I remember that, and he didn't to duck Korobov. Now, let me read the super chats because they're piling up. I like David, but he squares up too much. And after Canelo beats David, they're going to make up another monster. Haters keep hating. And that's the truth. That's the truth. Why is it that the people that are exalting David as the boogeyman don't urge Jermal to fight him? Jermal needs David's scalp more than Canelo does.
We're talking about mid-level talent, right? That within a promotional outfit are not fighting each other, so they run independently. Like they're just like staying in their own lane, and yet they have a front runners mentality, thinking that they could get a Canelo fight. Bullshit.
Yeah, like they don't have like. My thing is always this: if Canelo announced tomorrow that he's gonna fight David, okay, I'm with it. If he's gonna fight Charlo, I'm with it. If he's gonna fight Demetrius, I'm with it. If he's gonna fight Artur, I'm with it. If he's gonna fight Dimitri, I'm with it. If he's gonna fight Makabu, I'm with it. If he's gonna fight Joe fucking Smith Jr. in Long Island, I'm with it. Why? Because he separated himself from all of y'all. All of y'all don't got the resume he got. None of y'all got the marquee value he got. So he could fight any one of y'all, and I'm cool. I'm cool. Hell, you know what? I'm gonna say this. Joe Smith resume better than motherfucking Jamal's. Talk about it. Yeah. Am I lying? Am I lying?
You're not.
That thing is, it's true. He's fought more top contenders at 175.
I got a question. After we seen the backlash and then we saw that fire that Joe Tessitore and Bernardo Osuna said about TMT and Tank, I see no other fight for them than if Thurman wins against Barrios, that's going to be the next fight. Because they got to match it with least with somebody tough.
Or Mikey Garcia. Garcia.
If Mikey gets a fight in soon enough, because I think they're going to want to match Tank before that court date.
All right, now let me read the super chats. It's a bunch of them. I'll post a link in a few, Jay. Give me a second, because it's a lot of super chats. Now they saying Cruz beats. Yeah, yo. and what am I to do with that? I'm supposed to analyze that? Like, you know what? Cruz might fuck around and get him. Yeah, like really? Jaime Nieto says Andre Ward was my favorite fighter when he was active, but he started hating hard when Canelo was gonna go undisputed. And Ward was mad because he didn't do it, and it's his own fault because he had two chances. He could have did it at 168 by going to Canada and fighting Lucien Bute. But you want to only fight out of Oakland. You only want to fight out of Oakland. All right, then. You got what you wanted. at
This dude is
175.
this dude is a cul-de-sac fighter. Like, what the hell, man? This is some dead end shit. Like, you could have gone to Vegas at least, man. It's not that far away. That's how you build your name. You know, there's people over there willing to pay for the fight, but nah, you would have fought at Oakland. Like, come on, man. What's the tourist attraction of Oakland? Nothing, just gun violence.
All right, now, LeBron says Brandon Adams was a 50-50 fight for Charlo, in my opinion, because Charlo ain't that good, and he knows it. That's why he caught that fight career defining. Yo, talk about it's wild. Like, I'm like, yo, look, this is what it boils down to, right? You have to make excitement with your fights. I said this yesterday about Katie Taylor on Twitter that Katie Taylor had fans before Matchroom because of the Olympics. And when you have the way you get fans is to create excitement. By hook or by crook, create excitement. I'm not excited about nothing that Jermall Charlo has done the last 4 years. I'm not excited by nothing that David did the last 4. You think I'm Kyron Davis? I'm supposed to be excited? Oh no, it was Jose Uzcategui. But is that supposed to make me excited? Maybe if your promoter would have let you fight Caleb, you would have had 2 straps, and then Canelo has to see you. He has to. You have 2 belts. No, your promoter said, we want to wait. And he waited so long that you lost the title on the scales. And that's Canelo's fault. We supposed to blame Canelo for that? Nah, I'm not going to.
Okay, Julius, some time ago, I used to feel pity for PVC fighters, for the way PVC conducts their businesses. And I feel pity for Germán Charles. It's like it's nobody there in PVC to fight for. Nobody.
Mm-hmm.
But now, look, if you want the money, if you want the chance to fight the big fights, and there is no one, dude, there is no way in the middleweight division. You should have left. You should have left. Go to Matchroom. Go to top. Go anywhere.
I'll tell you what, Leo.
Fight.
Let me add to your point. For staying there and fighting Brandon Adams and Brandon Adams and Matvey Korobov y toda esta gente que no sirven, ¿verdad? For fighting them, you should have went to 168, become a mandatory if they won't give you a title shot, so you can get Canelo that way. Because why would you? It's like with Lara and Triple G. Lara claimed that he wanted the Triple G fight, right? So then why are you still at 154? Todos esos años pasaron. He's sitting at 154. Yeah, I want a Triple G fight. He has the IBF. Become his mandatory and go get him. Simple. And put him in a situation to where he has to fight. You know what I'm going to do is I'm going to stay at 154 and I'm going to wait for Golovkin to come to me. Yeah, because that'll happen, right?
Yeah.
You think
you
think
know what
Golovkin's going to cut?
Do
you know what it is?
It's the
You know
same
what
thing
it is
with
about Lara?
Andrade. It's the
You
same
know-
thing with Andrade
okay.
now and Yanni Beck. Jules, you were telling Andrade to go up to 68 a while ago to become a mandatory or get a belt.
Yeah.
Nobody and Andrade's going to do the same thing to Yanni Beck that everybody did to him.
Yeah, literally. And look, I don't. It's like for me the Andre Yanni Beck situation. It's funny because can I really blame Demetrius for trying to get closer to Canelo? No, I cannot because he's doing more than Jamal is. So no, I don't blame him.
And I don't blame him. But the WLBO, when he goes up there, they're not going to order it like they're going to order Loma versus Cambosis or
No,
like they're doing Yanni Beck. So he knows that, hey, bro, this is the cost of doing business. You should have went to 68 a long time ago.
Do you know the thing about Lara?
Drew. Canelo owes. Let me read the super chat.
Okay.
Canelo owes nothing to no one. Plus, Triple G is waiting for that Murata money, and my prediction is he will retire. All those guys need to fight each other. I'm in 100% agreement, Russ. You got guys that think I have the luxury of time. No, you do not have the luxury of time. This is a sport where you have a small window of opportunity to make money between, I don't know, age 18 and age 36, because it's all downhill after 35, really. You know, it really is. Everything starts to slow down. So in that window, you need to fight the fights. And these guys, what they want is shortcuts. Oh, I'm going to sit on my hands and wait for Canelo to pick me. And what if he don't pick you? What then? If he don't pick you, what you going to do then?
Yeah. for me, the Lara situation is this. It's about confidence. Okay, you are good fighter and 154. Maybe at 160, maybe you are not so good. So, in the way to a Triple G fight, maybe in that way, fighting one of those contenders, you get fucked up. So, I'm gonna try to pass that, try to get the Triple G fight, and if Triple G fucks me up, I could retire with a paycheck. That's the thing.
The main thing is this: they gave those guys a very perverse. It's like they went in all of those guys' ears and gave them a very perverse version of boxing, because that's what I see with Gervonta Davis. Gervonta, the way his career is going, he doesn't really care how he's going to be remembered here and now. So he's not the kind of fighter that will have residual value like Mike Tyson that he still has. Mike Tyson is still out here getting money based on how he beat the shit out of people. Those is facts. George Foreman was getting money for years after he retired from boxing because he fought the fights. And what they telling Davis is forget legacy, chase the bag, when there is no bag without legacy. Floyd didn't get the money that he got fighting nobodies. Manny didn't get the money that he got fighting nobodies. So why y'all telling Davis to fight nobodies?
when Joe Tessitore said they want cash money greatness and marketing greatness, I was dying.
Because what else? Because what else you supposed to call that? You think motherfuckers is gonna be sat around in a barbershop 10 years from now talking about Davis versus Cruz?
and that's how you know that pay-per-view did flop, Jules. There's no numbers, and that one tweet where the dude said credible sources say this, Espinosa came out and said it did nearly that in digital buys alone, but then everybody's like, well, what did it do for real then? And Espinosa went radio silence.
Listen, bro, la ley en la calle es la ley en el boardroom. If you had something to brag about, you'd be bragging about it. We haven't heard no numbers. Nothing. The numbers I have heard, they're very low. That's all I know. And usually that's what I go with, because I know all y'all motherfuckers is lying about how these pay-per-views be doing. They don't be doing that good. Davis versus Barrios, for those that don't know, that shit did 170,000 buys, 215. 215 dickheads, motherfucker. That shit did 170,000 buys, yo. Davis is not what they say he is. And for Mayweather Promotions, if this is the only fighter you see them pumping, right? What other marquee attractions or blue chip prospects or marquee fighters, what else do they have besides Davis?
Rolly Romero?
The Almighty.
Oh, shit. Yeah, I guess he's the last hope. Y no te la pierda that I think Rolly's probably going to fucking beat him, yo. Now, let me read the super
I'm putting
chat.
money on Rolly.
Yo, I might have to myself. I might put a little $200 on Rolly. Willie Lynch says, what about Usyk versus Canelo? Usyk actually commented and said he'd do it. Insane how many champs want him. Yo, look, am I against Usyk versus Canelo? Of course
He
not.
knocks him the fuck out, but that's a good fight though.
No, it's not even that. It's that. Look, I'm not against that. Why would I be against it? In other words, I'm a boxing fan. I want to see boxing matches. So no, I'm not against the fight, but I'm not going to belittle Canelo for not fighting a cruiserweight in Usyk, or a heavyweight, I should say, a heavyweight champion in Usyk, because Jamal's not fighting them. Benavidez isn't fighting them. Gennadi's not fighting them. Demetrius isn't fighting them. Artur, Dimitri Bivol. Which one of these guys is doing what you want Canelo to do? So if none of them are doing it, well, I'm not gonna shit on him. Jaime Nieto says PBC for Errol, Jamal, and Tank, and the PBC protection program ruining boxing. PBC is robbing the boxing fans from the fights we want to see. Yeah, and that's why they don't have my money. They got 2 pay-per-views next month. How many of those pay-per-views you think I'm buying? Suck my dick. Tim Sheehy says, who hasn't owned or used? Yo, dog, I had one. I had a Foreman grill. The point that I'm
I didn't
making
even
is,
know those existed.
yo, I had when I was younger, when I was in my not even in my 20s, even in my teens, George Foreman grills were a household staple, bro. Literally, George Foreman grills were a household staple, and everybody I knew had one. It's like, yo, dog, like it's not complicated, it's simple. What is a hater? I'm sorry to say it, but yeah, you a hater. Because if you really gonna try to dress up what Javante Davis is doing, but at the same time you throwing shade at Canelo, bro, that shit don't make no sense at all
He's
in any
always
way.
bringing up Canelo too, bro. Always.
And all I know is I saw not that big of a height difference when I saw Usyk and Fury together. I got excited for that. Usyk needs to handle his business. Be undisputed next year at heavyweight.
I mean, let's see if he can do it. But this live, this live is really about the Osuna Andre Ward shit. Cause that shit, that shit
Oh, I
baked my
loved it.
noodle,
I know you loved it, Jules. When I sent that footage to you, I know you loved it.
bro.
I
Because
gotta see that footage.
bro, it's fucking wild because you really trying to sit here and beat people on the head. And my question is, which is probably why it's about to get spicy, right? We know that Andre Ward is shading Canelo Alvarez, right? We know that. Why is he trying to big up Javante?
Because he's
Somebody,
American.
yeah.
Because he's American. He's American.
Is that all?
The Brotherhood.
Well,
I'm
because
like,
But
yo,
they the
Canelo.
same
And
ones that
look,
say
look, look, look,
Andre
look.
Ward got. They the same ones that say Andre Ward got a white daddy
listen.
though. So I
Look,
don't
there's
get it.
no
Which one is
problem
it?
if you support your fighter based on culture, ethnicity, skin color, any of that, right? There's no problem. But don't let it blind you from the reality. That's all I got to say. Don't let it blind you from the reality. That's the
Now,
same thing. The same thing applies to Mexican Americans, Mexicans, every person in the world. It applies to everyone.
no, I'm gonna say
That's
this.
said from
Hold
me.
on, hold on, hold on. Let me say this. I don't root for anybody based on any culture, any skin tone, any skin color, any flag. I don't care about none of that shit, right? But if we're gonna play that game where okay, you can belittle and berate fighters because they're not the same as you, and you could big up fighters because you only support your own, cool. Why are you mad that the Mexican American fans are doing what you're doing? Because that's the only reason Canelo's a marquee fighter, because they support him. So why are you mad at them for doing what you're doing? Because you're a jealous little bitch. That's why. It's simple. The Mexican fans, the
They're not
Mexican
stealing
fans.
Canelo's pay-per-views
So Drew, champ the shit. Champ the shit. Champ the shit. Why does Canelo
You
sell more
know,
than they do?
because we're actually supporting him. We're actually paying for it. We could post receipt. Most of Canelo's fans, yes, they're Mexican, but most of Canelo's fans are worldwide boxing fans. Let's talk about it.
No, I'm gonna put it to you another way. When I saw Canelo Alvarez
Canelo don't
versus
even Canelo's
when I watched
fans
Canelo,
in Mexico
well, hold on,
see his fights for free.
when I watched Canelo Alvarez versus Billy Joe Saunders, and I looked at how many people were in attendance, you know what I didn't see? I didn't see the top row curtained off. I didn't see that. I didn't see that. All right. So what does that tell me? That these people pay to see him fight. So when I go on Twitter and I ask you, hey, Clarissa Shields fans, did you buy her fight? If you don't show me a receipt, I don't need to hear nothing you got to say. I bought her fight. I have a receipt. I'm probably gonna buy the Emma Kozin fight, even though I don't want to, right? If you're not buying these fighters' fights, you're not supporting shit arguing with people on Twitter. What you want is for us who buy fights to buy your favorite fighter's fight. No, motherfucker, you supposed to be doing that. If Davis is the shit, buy his fight. If Jamal
You
is
know,
the shit, buy his fight. If you don't want to buy it, why you want me to buy it?
let me just say this: for every tweet I hear about Tank is a pay-per-view star, I hear 10 other, yo, the streets gotta eat, yo.
Fuck out of here. Fuck out of here. From the, I bring
I'm
this up.
broke, yo.
Well, then be broke. Then what your fighter has is a bunch of broke ass fans. You broke. I don't like all that. All that. Look, man. It's a lot of shit. That it's like, yo, dog. That shit is not for me. All right. If you're not buying these fucking fights and you're not really supporting these fighters in either the box office or on pay-per-view, shut up. And you know who you are. Shut up.
I mean,
Your
I've
opinion
never
doesn't
seen
count.
Mayweather off the wall about pay-per-view numbers,
When
and
have you ever heard
but
Mayweather complain about pay-per-view buys and people still
never in his
never?
career, never. But with Tank Davis, who isn't fighting shit, who is like, come on, man. I was last night. I was in Madison Square Garden, right? They didn't sell. There was barely any people on the balconies, right? But the upper seating there was empty, right? But at least people, Top Rank gave people the opportunity to, still had the chance to get the tickets, whatever. But for two guys that are from foreign countries, right? They did pretty well in the lower bowl seating. A lot of people came there over there too,
I mean,
wanted
it
to
was
close the
loud. There
seats.
was about 86,000 tickets, 8,600 tickets sold. It was a nice crowd
It
for
was
foreign guys, for not for
exactly.
English
But
as their
for an
second
American
language
fighter,
guys.
in Los Angeles, California, against a Mexican. Oh, that's basically the white flag when you put the tarp on.
Yeah, honestly. Like, please buy the fight. He said, do the right thing. I'm like, listen, man, it's not complicated. You can lie on Twitter. You can lie on Instagram. You can lie on, you lie to whoever you want to, right? His numbers show me that these people on Twitter that are always arguing on his behalf, they're not buying his fights. I know that I'm not buying them. I know that Virtuoso's not buying them. Drew's not buying them. Leo's not buying them. Why are we not buying them though? Because you don't fight who we want you to fight. Now, if you fight who we want you to fight, we will buy the fight. If you say tomorrow, I am going to fight Vasyl Lomachenko on a Showtime or ESPN pay-per-view, I'm buying the fight. The
I
broke
gotta
bums, the bums on Twitter, they won't buy your fight. We will fight who we tell you to fight, and we'll buy
I,
it. We'll put the
I
money in
gotta
your
admit,
pocket.
I'd buy Thurman versus Davis, fellas.
I'm not buying that.
I'd
I'm
buy
not
that.
buying that
I
trash.
would. I would.
I'm not buying that
look,
trash.
I
look,
wouldn't buy Garcia versus Tank though.
I'm not buying that.
look. The For me, the thing about Andre Ward is out of character for him. Look, this is my opinion. People that work hard, they are professional, don't like people that are fucking it up.
Yeah.
And Andrew Ward, I don't know how much knows about Gervonta Davis, but I can tell that that is not a disciplined fighter.
No.
That is not the way a professional conducts himself.
No.
No. And so, why are you hyping this guy that is not conducting himself like a professional and is gonna fold? He's gonna fold in 1, 2, 3 fights.
Listen, professionalism aside, sportsmanship aside, you could throw all of that out the fucking window if you would simply fight who we want you to fight. I don't care about your professionalism, person. I don't care about any of that. For me, it's simple. I'm going to look at the fight. Would I pay to see that? Yes or no? I would not pay to see a single Gervonta Davis fight. Not one. Not one. Right? So if you want my money, it's not complicated. Fight who we tell you to fight, who the audience that pays, fight who we tell you to fight, and stop pretending that we're supposed to be high on you for Isaac Cruz. None of us are high on you because of that. You say that, oh, Davis is going the money route. If he going the money route, then why does Floyd want us to look at him as pound for pound? I thought he was on a money route. So be on a money route. You getting money, right? Why you begging people to not steal pay-per-views if he on a money
And
route?
Okay,
Leo,
but
I gotta disagree a little about Ward because he did the same thing when HBO put their money behind Triple G, and Ward came back from when Dan Goosen passed away and he got out his contract, and HBO said, okay, you think we're hyping him up? Take the Golovkin fight, and Ward didn't want that fight straight away after his time back, and he never came down to 168. So Ward
okay,
does this to all the foreign fighters that
Yeah.
get clout.
no, no,
And
no. I'm what I'm talking about is the day-to-day life of a boxer.
mm-hmm,
You have to train. You have
mm-hmm.
to stay out of substances, of alcohol. You have to be in shape. All of that, for me, is more important than, I don't know, 50% of everything else.
Mm-hmm.
Than the talent,
Yes.
than the natural abilities. And for example, Canelo is He's a friend of Ryan Garcia, but he says straight up, Ryan Garcia is fucking his career. He
Mm-hmm.
say it.
Mm-hmm.
So, Andrew Wars, if you know this guy, why you can tell the same thing?
Oh, because he's a well. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be honest with you because I feel like I've been pulling punches. I feel like I'm pulling punches. It's because of tribalism. It's that simple. Oh, he has the same. This is me. He's the same race as me, from the same place as me. And I've always maintained on this channel that I don't give a fuck about your tribalism or your loyalty. I am just a customer. That is all I am. This is not a race war. They want it to be, but it's not. It's not a race war. For me, it's
We don't
simple.
we don't stay on code over here on this channel.
There is no code because unless you paying bills, unless you paying bills in my house, there ain't no motherfucking code. I pay all these bills. Me, right? So
Man, that's the thing. The world only sees one color, and that's green. The most powerful people aren't even what we think we are. The most powerful people in the world are probably people we don't even expect them to be. It could
listen,
be just some random Joe
it's
that we just look at and we just say he looks like a normal person.
listen.
And
My
behind
thing,
the scenes,
my
I
thing
mean,
is okay. If you want to say that you only support your own, that's fine. I don't give a shit either way. Why are you mad that these people are supporting their own? You're playing the same game. I know what you're mad at. You're mad you're losing because you're doing the same thing. When I see Eastern Euro guys that always want to suck Eastern Euro dick of Eastern Euro, any guy that has a couple of X's and K's in their name, they fucking love him. Off top. They ain't got to beat shit. Oh, Vlasahasovic? Oh, Vlasahasovic is the shit. Hassan Hasovic?
Vlad.
Oh, Papa Hakavakovic. Any guy with a name, oh, I fucking love him. Hergadurga Hergen. Sturkin. They love him, right? The Mexican fans, same deal. They'll big up a Mexican fighter. The American fans, whether they're black fans or white fans, they're doing the same thing. I'm like, stop complaining about a game that you are playing. I am not playing that game. I like boxers from all over the fucking world. I'm not doing that. If that's what you're doing, right? Oh, I support my own. All right, that's what they're doing. You're just mad at them because they're winning. Keep it real. I never seen a Mexican fighter come out draped in an American flag. Have y'all? I see American
That shit
fighter.
pisses me off.
Absolutely
I
not.
see American fighter after American fighter after American fighter in a mariachi hat and a poncho, and I'm like,
They never wear the mariachi hat the right way ever.
you don't see you don't see that there are people out there that this does not endear you to them. It doesn't. Now what you need to do is develop a grassroots following because that's how money is made. You want to make money, right? Like can the bullshit. We all want to make money. In your instance, okay, if you want to make money, there's one way you do that. Be exciting. It's that simple. Ward went from telling guys, and I saw this about a couple of months ago. Ward went from don't let people tell you got to be excited and protect yourself to saying the exact opposite. Not but like 3 months ago, I'm like, dog, like you don't know what you want, bro. You just don't know what you want. You know what I mean? Your own career was about unifying and supposedly all of that, right? So why are you bigging up Gervonta Davis? Who did he unify with? When has he ever been in a unification match? Why are you not calling him out for it? No, let's call out Canelo, who went undisputed in 11 months. He's doing it wrong, clearly. Being undisputed in 11 months and selling more pay-per-views than everybody else. He's clearly doing something wrong, right? It's like, stop it, dog. You're jealous that those guys' fans won't support you. That's what you're jealous of. Can of bullshit.
Yeah, and for
Andre
me,
Ward's more jealous that Steph Curry is happy to play golf with Canelo than he was to going to Andre Ward's fights in Oakland.
it's performances. It's about performance. Andrew Ward, in my opinion, realized that okay, if yeah, if I fought the way Canelo fought in the past, if you've been there to excite the public, they will talking about me in a different way. There will
Well,
be more money for me.
this goes back to what I've maintained about Rigo, right? the sweet science connoisseurs of boxing, go ahead and pretend that you're excited by Rigo on the internet. Do that. Here in the real world, people don't want to see that shit. Period. What you think on the internet, fuck all, like, awesome. You think he's amazing? You're excited? Really? You're really excited? That's great. Because I can think of a bunch of people that are not excited. And it's a simple situation. If people aren't excited by your fights, they don't watch them. And if they don't watch them, you have no marquee value. No marquee value means no fights, no incentive to be fought. It's not complicated. It's a very easy equation. You could do it on a napkin. Supply, demand. You have to supply people with something they're demanding. They're not demanding you. They're demanding Canelo.
Yeah.
Why are they demanding Canelo? Because he's exciting. Are you exciting? Do I want to see you go 12 rounds with Juan Montiel? No. No, I don't want to watch that. Crazy. And it's crazy to me.
I didn't want to see Ward fight Edwin Rodriguez or who or his whole resume.
Well, all of a sudden, fighting guys from Europe makes them Euro bums. But Andre Ward's best victories are against Europeans. Ain't it?
Oh my God. I hate it when people say that. Just the dumbest mindset in the world.
That's what they say about Canelo because he fought Callum and Rocky Fielding
and it pisses me off.
That's what they say.
They're gonna say that, and they're gonna say that about Conor Benn if a non-American beats him first.
Of course. They're only Euro bums when we're not talking about Ward. When we're talking about, oh no, he fought Carl Froch. You know what I mean? Ain't Euro bums in. But if I say, well, Canelo beat 2 division champion Billy Joe Saunders, he never been beat for. Well, he's a Euro bum. As opposed to all the killers that Jamal is fighting. Or the unstoppable Kyron Davis. The insatiable Ronald Ellis. You know what I mean? It's like look, I don't knock no fighter. I'm knocking the narratives. I'm being honest. I'm knocking the narratives. All right? It's that simple. A lot of shit
and that's what it should be.
Yeah, like I'm not knocking the I'm knocking the narrative. Like, yo, don't you understand that what you're fucking saying is stupid? It's stupid, bro. Okay. Listen to the audience. Listen to the people because they're the ones that pay. Listen to the people. Listen to the fights they want to see and do what you need to do to make those fights happen so you'll get the money.
Julius, look to the panel. Boxing has a set of rules. Okay? There are things that you can do, there are things you cannot do. There is a limit to how many punches you can throw in a round.
Yeah.
No.
Oh no.
No. There is a limit. There is a limit to how many punches you can block in a round. No. There is a limit to catch and shoot. There is a limit to how many punches you can dodge. No. Do you know why? Because that is what boxing is about. But when you start running in the ring, like Rigo did against Casimero, when you start ducking under the waist, like all these fighters have been doing, when you start clinching 5 times in a round, then it's what you're pushing the ropes. And then that's where the fights stop watching you. Really. They stop watching you.
And that's exactly what Williams Jr. did last night. When Williams Jr. was running. How many knockdowns did that damn ref miss in that fight? At least 3.
I think if you do that shit 2 times in the same round, you should be disqualified. Like, yo, do you want to be here? Do you want to be here? Because I see what you're doing. You're throwing yourself on the floor. Do you want to be here? Because it don't look like if you don't want to be here, I'll call it now. Now, let me read the super chats. It's crazy to me every time Floyd Ellaby and Andre Ward open their mouths, they and their feelings about Canelo. Canelo doesn't ever bring them up. He doesn't have to. He's doing good. $10.99 for a month of Showtime and 1 night of Nonito Donaire compared to $79. That knockout last night That fucking knockout last night was better than 12 rounds of Davis versus Isaac Cruz. Liver shot. It's over. And don't try to tell me that Isaac Cruz is head and shoulders above Raymart Gaballo. I don't know that, dog. I don't know that. Isaac hasn't fought anybody. Yeah, I mean, it's too look, I think that they overcomplicate the shit because they try to spin it that no, it's because of this, and no, it's because no, you know what it is? It's that nobody's fucking excited about the fighter you're talking about. That's what it is. When people are excited, rationale and logic, it doesn't even come into it. And people are not excited by what they're getting. So you have to change that. But don't expect me to fucking ejaculate over 12 rounds of fucking Davis versus Cruz, bro. Nah, I didn't want to see that fight. I never even seen Cruz before that fight. But I should have to pay $80 to see it. Like, nah, guys, let somebody else pay for it. Hey, Davis is a star, right? He has fans. Let them buy the fight.
What PBC realizes, and what the satellite, promotional outlets, their subsidies, is that they are losing their influence on the customers, right? And so they have to get their media cohorts, their minions on YouTube to basically double down on the narratives that no, we have the better fights. It's them that don't want to make the fight with us. It's them. No, but like within your like realm, right? There is no there's no urgency like to make fights, and that's been
Well,
my problem since the very beginning, ever since
well,
the first ever card.
the biggest thing is, and I say this in almost in every video these days, any business that is a business relies on the principle of supply and demand. Whereas you ignore the demand and supply something else and then expect people to pay for it. And that's why the numbers now that are coming out are lower than they've ever been.
It means
200.
that the gaslighting isn't working, Julius.
It's not working. You cannot fake an interest. You can't fake a grassroots interest in a fight, for example. You can't fake that. There's either a market for it or there isn't. And they're seeing the nominal success, because I do think there is nominal success with Gervonta Davis. He does seem to be able to sell a couple of tickets. He does seem to be able to. But you're not shattering records, and you certainly aren't doing the kind of numbers that Canelo is doing. You're not. So why do you want this fighter to be thought of like that fighter? This fighter isn't doing what that fighter's doing. He's not
Yep.
doing what he's doing at the box office. He's not fighting the kind of same people that he's fighting. So why do you want us to view him the way we view him?
Okay, Manny Pacquiao versus Floyd Mayweather was the most successful pay-per-view in history, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that fight came very late.
Yes, it did.
Yeah. Now, how that fight really, the fight worked. It was a success. But how? Because Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather had big careers by their
Yeah.
own.
Yeah.
How you supposed to make this money? You're trying to make this money. You're trying to sell 1 million pay-per-views with fighters. They don't really have a career.
They don't. By the time Floyd, I said this in a previous live that they use the marination period from Maypac as the model for smaller fights and smaller names. And the reason that doesn't work is because Manny was a huge name before he fought Floyd. Floyd was a huge name before he fought Manny. So when you put them together, yes, you're going to get a huge fucking fight. But Charlo is not a huge name. No. What is he, $1 million fighter? Two, maybe, I don't know, maybe he's a $2 million fighter. He's not a huge name. And Keith Thurman, you're not a huge name. You shouldn't require so much up front for a fight. Why? Because the spending can't be justified. That's why. Like if we give you $3, $4, $5 million, right, to get out there, can you bring it back? Without Manny, I mean. Without Manny. Can you bring it back? If the answer is no, chill, son. Chill. And this is the reason we see so many pay-per-views now. The purse demands of the management and the fighters are so high, the networks aren't going to take that risk because they know you're not worth it. They're not going to give you that. What they will give you is a small amount. And like, hey, you're a star, right? Okay, get out there and get it off pay-per-view because you're a star. And then you see shitty numbers like 100,000 for the Charlos, 215 for Davis, even though I know it's not 215. What do you think Ortiz versus Martin is going to do? Yeah, I mean, what do you think that's going to do? It's like, it's obvious
50.
that 50,000, if that. I can't imagine 50,000 people paying for that fight, and I'm not joking. 50,000 people want to see that shit? Are you sure? Where? Not here. I'm going to ask the panel. Is anybody buying that fight?
Nope.
And how many people do you see on the panel?
I'll just catch it on a Russian channel that puts on free fights.
People in the chat, people in the comments. Are y'all going to buy Martin versus Ortiz? Is y'all going to buy that?
No.
I might be too hungover for that. I don't know.
Just keeping it real, like, yo, every business that is a business is not about ganking the fans. It's not about gaslighting or false advertising. Any business that is a business is all about supply and demand. Now, you have people that regularly take the social media that have a demand, and you ignore them, then expect those same people to view your product or your fighter in the same realm as Canelo, who's giving people what they want. You want unification matches? I got you. You want me to move up in weight every so? I got you. Gennady hasn't moved up in fucking weight yet. He still hasn't. He's still at middleweight. Because we really wanted to see you fight Zeder Mata.
Okay. Some of these fighters hating on Canelo, I can see. Okay, Canelo is a pet cheater. It is. It is. Yeah. So when the fights knock Canelo for being a pet cheater, I can understand it. It's really popular between fighters, but okay, if you have proof that this fighter cheat, okay. But when the fighters start calling these other fighters out, okay, of course you're gonna say you're not in something. Of course you're gonna say you are clean. You have to. Andrew Ward has to. Juan Marquez has to. Everyone is gonna say they were clean when they were fighting. Do I have to believe you? No.
No. Mia St. John is the perfect example. Mia St. John was never caught on performance-enhancing drugs. Years after she retired, she said, I was on PEDs in a lot of fights. And she said, I saw a lot of fighters who I'm not going to name who they were on PEDs. Just because you didn't get caught doesn't mean you're clean.
God damn it, the medication I'm taking right now, oh my God, I'm on fucking PEDs. My veins are, oh my God, you can't tell me Canelo's not on drugs.
I'm just giving it
I'm just fucking around, but.
Just giving it to you straight. It's the only way I know how to give it to you. If Canelo is on PEDs, right, then stop advocating for Jamal to fight him. And if his PEDs bother you so much, then why did so many of you pick Caleb to beat him? I don't understand. He's on PEDs.
You know what, like, gets me curious? How many modern drugs that we take as medication could fall into the category list of PEDs? Because I think there are quite a lot, aren't there?
There are.
So that means some people could, some people could be taking PEDs without even knowing them, without even knowing it.
Listen. Let's not be naive. Let's not be coy. It's a dirty game. It's a dirty business. I'm sure that there are many fighters using many performance-enhancing drugs as we speak. That's not my problem.
Oh yeah.
My problem is the same group of folks that I saw picking Caleb Plant to beat Canelo are the same ones that are now calling him a drug cheat. Then why did you pick Caleb to beat him? It's a drug cheat, right? It's a drug cheat. And if he's such a drug cheat that he beat Caleb, then why do you want Jamal to fight him? He's a drug cheat, ain't he? Ain't the same thing gonna happen? It doesn't make sense.
For me, it's so weird when fans are advocating for these fighters in the snack program.
Yeah.
Like, dude,
Me personally, I
the
don't
guy,
get into those conversations. It's too complicated.
the guy is the pet king. He's the messiah of pets.
Yo, él
That's
es
the irony of
Jesucristo
it.
el Jesucristo de pets.
They're
And
rooting they're rooting against a pet sheet with pet sheets.
I'm just being honest. It doesn't
Suspected, alleged pet sheets because it's a snack
If-
program. I still don't trust it.
listen. If you think that Canelo Alvarez is a huge pet cheat, right? I can't fault you for that because he actually did test positive for a banned substance. It's not a ped. That's what they're confused about. Clenbuterol is not a performance enhancing drug, though it is a banned substance. There is a difference. But better still, classify it as a ped if it makes you feel better, right? You think he's such a huge ped cheat that you don't give him credit for any of his victories. That is also cool. I understand. He's a ped user. You can't trust him. Then why do you want Jamal to fight him? I don't understand. He's a ped cheat, right? Then why do you need for David to fight him? Why do you need for Jamal to fight? I don't get it. He's a ped cheat. They're just going to lose, and then you're still going to be mad. It doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense. That's all I'm like. Like if it's me, if I really believe that shit, right? Like, oh yeah, he's evil, pet cheat, toda esa cosa, ¿verdad? I would tell Jamal not to fight him. Don't call him out. Don't fight him. He's a pet cheat. He's gonna cheat. Why would I want you to go in there and fight somebody that's gonna cheat?
Yeah,
I wouldn't.
Is Canelo Alvarez become the only fighter in the world?
I think so, because nobody else.
There is nobody else to fight. Nobody.
You know what it is, Leo? It's like this, man. You play Mortal Kombat, but like after like a few bum ass fights, like you can't even fucking like master. You want the fucking boss fight already. Like it's like taking it's shortcuts, man. That's what it is. They're not in it for legacy. They're in it for the money, and that's it.
And I think
That's all.
and I honestly think it's cool if they're in it for the money and they're not in it for the legacy. Like that's their prerogative. They can navigate their careers however they please. That's between them, their management, and their promotion. But don't expect to get my money doing that. You're not. Don't expect me to think of you as being Hagler or Hearns or Duran or no, I'm not gonna. Don't expect me to talk about you or look at you through that lens. That's not gonna happen. But you can do that though. You can just be a prize fighter, no more, no less. You can do that.
Yeah.
It's okay. I can't stop you. I know what I can stop though. I can stop watching your fights. I could do that.
Hell yeah.
Shit, I don't be watching Gervonta Davis fights, man. Like I don't be watching them shits. Like, bro, he not fighting shit. It's mad late and I'm old. I don't want to be up watching him fight Joe Blow from the car dealership, from the cab company or whatever. Nah, I'm good.
Man, watching an animal getting slaughtered in Africa is more entertaining than his fight.
Bro, watching those guys get shot in Puerto Rico was more entertaining.
That's what we call a grimias.
Oh shit. Yo, they killed those motherfuckers dead, man. They killed them motherfuckers. Let me look at the chat. Julius, have you watched Boxing Bros? I heard of the Boxing Bros. I heard of them. I heard it's a good channel. But yeah, man, it's simple.
They're a good channel.
It's a good channel. I heard a lot of good things about their channel. Shout out to them. It's simple because I don't like getting wrapped up in the tribalism conversation or the ped. Like if y'all notice, the content that I upload has very little to do with that. I usually just try to stick to the boxing and the boxing news. But if we're gonna address all of that, okay, instead of making narratives and tribalism, buy your fucking favorite fighters fight so that they can have some marquee value. Because that's what the real problem is. You guys that advocate for Gervonta steal his fucking fights. That is what you're doing. That's why Floyd had to go on Instagram the day before the fight and tell y'all not to steal that shit. It's y'all motherfuckers that's stealing that shit. It ain't me because I don't watch them.
Can you imagine you're just stealing a fight and then Floyd just pops up on the screen saying, "Motherfucker, why'd you fucking steal that fight?"
address so I could tell Floyd, look, the people you was talking about that be stealing Javante's fights, here's where they live at, bro. Do what you want to do with that information. Because
Send them screenshots
I
of them
know.
Twitter conversation of people saying like, I'm gonna steal it. Like on the low, bro. These are people that don't pay for the shit, man.
Listen, the people that you see arguing on Twitter, like Chris Marshall, I asked that bum, yo, did you buy the Crawford fight? Because I bought it. I got my receipt. Did you buy the fight? Want to argue for an hour. All right, I already know you ain't bought a fight. Case in point.
Chris Marshall's a regular on Bad Boxing Takes now.
He's a motherfucking mascot for Bad Boxing Takes now, because it's like, yo, you don't never say nothing that make no sense.
All right, for the panel real quick. I'm in the Wingtips Lounge at JFK. Should I go with the red label Johnny Walker, some Old Forester, or some gin?
Red label.
Not gin. Gin is old man. I used to drink gin. I used to drink Seagram's extra dry gin with Seagram's ginger ale. That shit was.
I'm gonna toast the red label for the panel right now.
Get the gin, man. Get the gin. Anyway, the point that I'm making is simple, man. Patronize your fighter. If you're really about supporting your own and uplifting your own, then stop being a fucking thief. Stop being a digital pocketbook snatcher and buy the pay-per-views, because that really is the nature of the problem. That literally is the nature of the problem. You can sit there on Twitter all day, 24 hours a day, arguing about how great your fighter is, but it don't mean nothing if it don't show up in the numbers. Stop stealing pay-per-views. It is that simple. It is. And no, it doesn't cost that much. Not if you got 24 hours to be arguing about a motherfucker. Do you know how much money I can make in 24 hours? Fuck out of here.
Yeah, for me, I am from Chile. And being a boxing fan in Chile is really easy in terms of the money you have to spend.
Oh, shit. Somebody getting shot.
Yeah.
What the fuck? A civil war just broke out.
My bad.
I was about to say, did Pinochet come back, bro?
Nah, B, I thought he was in Puerto Rico for a second. Motherfuckers get shot,
nah,
yo.
man. Another
Motherfuckers
revolution
get
in Chile.
shot.
No, but the point that I want to make for people from the United States, from Europe, the guys have to be fighting the big fights.
Yes.
So to get excitement.
Yes.
To the people buy their shit. So if not, how you gonna pay $80 for a fucking Isaac Cruz fight? It's ridiculous. No entiendo.
Bro, these guys, they use that as a flex. Yo, I pay $80 for trash.
Basics, like motherfuckers about some old ugly ass kicks at Foot Locker. So flex, buy a whack ass fight. Buy the trash fight. If you really got it like that, my guy, that you got bread, you get money, you be getting money, buy the garbage fight. That's how you can flex on boxing fans. Like, yo, I got paper all day, B. I bought Davis versus Cruz, and that fight was trash.
What's up,
Leo,
gentlemen?
do you have the zone?
How y'all doing?
Oh, AJ, what's up?
Hey, Ring, I got to answer your question. You asked, like, would everybody in the panel, would they buy the Martin and Ortiz fight pay-per-view? Mm-hmm. Well, I got a good answer for you. I'd rather rewatch Rigo Casimiro for free than pay for that.
Bro, listen.
No lie, and I turned that shit off.
Wow.
Because my whole angle from this entire tribalism conversation, because I see that it exists on Twitter and I see that it exists on YouTube to a degree, and it's simple for me. If you really love this fighter that much to where you argue about them 24 fucking hours a day, 7 days a week, then surely you can buy their fight.
Exactly.
Surely. If he's so fucking great and it's such a hot ticket, then buy the fight.
And one thing that didn't make sense about Caleb Plant, you remember how everybody picked Caleb to be. Why did Caleb bring up his peds? Like what? So Caleb, were you gonna drop? Well, you're not. It's not like you're gonna drop out of the fight, right? So why are you even bringing that shit up?
Why bring it up?
How was that a talking point?
That is. Jay, that's where I derived the talking point that I just made. That I'm like, well, if he's such a ped cheat, and you feel like they're letting him get away with cheating and they're letting him get away with peds, awesome. I'm not even gonna hold you. Okay, you can feel that way, but then why are you so hungry to fight him?
Thank you.
It doesn't make sense. He's gonna cheat, right? So if you know he's gonna cheat, walk in there knowing he's gonna cheat. You're the dickhead, not him. You're the dickhead.
You're gonna go fight him, dumbass.
Yeah,
Moron.
that's a bitch ass move. Because
Tell
if
him
you
You
Really?
just go fight
Oh.
this tiger over here that's roided up to the fucking bones. See if I can survive.
Now, why do you think I don't feel sorry for Triple G? I said after the first fight, when Canelo tested positive for clenbuterol, I said, if Gennady walks in there for a second time and loses to this guy, fair and square, by hook or by crook, it's your fault now. It wasn't your fault the first time. It's your fault now. You knew.
Fool me once,
It's a-
shame on you. Fool me twice,
Fool me
shame on
twice.
me.
Shame
What
on
was
me.
he
You-
asking? What was
Y'all
he
know,
asking?
you guys know what Triple G should have done after that situation, the first Canelo fight.
Fight Billy
He
Joe
should have
Saunders.
he should have done everything he possibly could to unify with Billy Joe to become undisputed.
Fight Billy Joe Saunders. At that time, the fight fans were actually on Gennady's side because they
Mhm.
felt that it wasn't a draw, because they saw Canelo tested positive for a banned substance. They were on his side. What do? Go back in there with the same guy. Same shit with Wilder. Oh, Fury's a cheat? He has shake weights in the gloves and all of that. So why you want to fight him again? Somebody
It
getting
was a
shot.
dark time for Canelo
Oh,
fans
shit.
that year.
Somebody getting shot.
Sounds like a fucking war back there, man. What the hell's going on?
Somebody getting shot.
It's a couple fireworks.
Nice.
Back to the point I was making. If he's a cheater, he's on pads, he using gypsy magic, he has shake weights and egg weights and styrofoam or whatever, and got all this shit going on. Okay, then why you trying to fight him again? Oh, because he's a warrior. All right.
Yeah, the Warrior
If
got
that
his
works-
ass brutally whooped. That's what happened.
Again.
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 Like we all
Like-
said he would. I mean, come on, that was based on the second fight, it was obvious.
These are all, it's like
Yeah.
the world, all the common sense has been sucked out of the world, or sucked out of the conversation. It's like, yo, okay, he's a cheater, right? So shouldn't you try to bring him to justice for the cheating instead of walking right back into the same situation with the same fighter and the same commission to use the same gloves to be in the exact, like, are you a moron?
With the same guy, watch him getting his hands wrapped. JD's again.
Like, how stupid are you? Or is it that you were lying? You don't think he's cheating. You're just full of shit and you're making excuses. 'Cause
Go
that's what
easy
I
on
do.
him. He ate glue when he was a child. Go easy on him.
This is too much dumb shit. Let me read the super chats. I'll pay $100 for Martin versus Ortiz if they put Hearn versus Garage Snaz as the co-main. I ain't gonna lie. I would pay to see that too. If that's the main event, Eddie Hearn versus Leonard Ellaby, I'll pay $100 to see that.
I got
Willie
Eddie by
Lynch-
TKO in 5.
Hey,
Five
it
rounds.
better be a 90-10 split for Eddie, and Ellerby got to sign a matchroom deal before he gets the fight.
And Ellaby has to sign a rehydration clause. He don't get to be all fucking fat, not rehydration clause. Willie Lynch says, imagine the amount of money Chinese boxers would be making in their own country, especially defending titles against Westerners and Europeans. Yeah. They make a lot. They would make a lot of money. I'd watch Rigo versus Casemiro just for a good time. I love that fight. Casemiro came in at junior welterweight, sweating like a nun in a strip club. It's wow, like yo, it's so much. Yo, boxing is the only sport where it gets this fucking retarded. Yo, I'm like, yo, dog. If you think the guy's a cheater, then why do you keep advocating for different fighters to fight him? He's a cheater. You
But I
should be
mean-
saying the opposite.
I mean, but y'all, is Nonito De Niro just astonishing or what, man? This dude is
Oh, that
just,
dude is. I saw
this
the
dude is
knockout
wild.
this morning. I saw
Yeah.
the knockout. Yo, that
That's why I
shit.
saw the fight live. It's like, oh, dude, just 4. That's all it took, man. One body shot.
That dude is a once in a lifetime type of
Yes.
fighter, but
Yes, he
sadly, he's in
He
a
gets too much
very low
disrespect.
weight division. He doesn't get enough attention.
But
But that's
he'll-
it's always
Overshadowed
been
by
like that
Manny.
historically.
But he'll make money though because Inoue is a star in Japan. Inoue gets money. So if he does do the rematch, I saw in the Showtime shit that he said, Nonito said, that he wants to shoot for undisputed in this division. Okay, you don't go undisputed at bantamweight unless you see Inoue for a second time. You don't. You're gonna have to fight him again. I don't know what's
Ring. Let me hit you with a bombshell right quick. Like,
right.
if the rematch happened with Inoue, right, and Nonito actually beat him this time, where would you rank him on your pound for pound list?
I might have to rank him at number 2.
Mm.
Most people don't realize what's on Inoue's resume.
Mm-hmm.
It's guys out there, right? It's probably 4 guys out there that got monster resumes or very, very super solid resumes. Canelo, Usyk, Nonito, Crawford. People don't like to admit it, but yes, Crawford's resume, 2-time lineal, 2-time Ring Magazine, undisputed, 4 active reigning world champions beaten. How many top 10 contenders, right? It's actually a solid resume. Don't let the PBC guys hear that. They'll go crazy, but it's the truth. Yeah. It's the truth. How many times has Errol held the Ring Magazine title?
0.
How many times has Keith Thurman held the Ring Magazine title?
0.
How many times has Sean Porter held the Ring Magazine title?
0.
How many times has Jermall Charlo held the Ring Magazine title?
0.
How many times has Wilder held the Ring Magazine title?
0.
But I'm wilding. How many times has David Benavidez held the Ring Magazine title?
0.
How many times has Caleb Plant held the Ring Magazine title?
0.
But I'm wilding, right? Crawford
didn't one of Inoue's big fights end in like early round knockouts besides Nonito Donaire that went to decision?
Yeah, when he first moved up to bantam, he took on Jamie McDonald. He knocked him out early. Then he fought Carlos Payano. Right? He fought Carlos Payano, the Dominican guy. He knocked him out off the first one too. Then he fought the then unbeaten IBF champion of Puerto Rico, Emmanuel Rodriguez. He folded him up, I think, in 2 rounds.
2 rounds.
That was it.
That was
2 rounds off. A lot of his fights end quick. A lot of them.
That shit's scary, bro.
I got a question.
Nonito.
I hate it when people say, "Why is he a pound for pound fighter?" Like, oh my god, that dude's fucking scary.
So what about this? So in 2022, Julius, as the MTK North American representative, what's that MTK schedule gonna be like in 2022?
Listen, you know what I'm honestly expecting? I expect Pro Bellum to jump into bed with a major platform. That's literally what I'm waiting for. Pro Bellum can't get like a fucking ESPN or something going on. That's what I'm waiting for.
They have a platforming deal with, I think, Access TV, which is pretty much hard to find on my end. You know, I don't know what channel is it on. I got a bunch of channels.
Yeah, they said something about Fight Zone. I don't know
Fight Zone. That's in Canada. That's their digital platform.
So where the fuck was we supposed to watch the Dubai card?
That's what I was about to ask y'all. I mean, like the one that was on yesterday. How are we even supposed to see that?
Yeah, because the only reason I seen the Badu Jack fight was because it was on ESPN.
ESPN Plus. Same with me. That's how I saw it.
And that's the way to go. See, the thing, Julius, I don't want these platforms to be exclusive to just one promotion. You got to spread it. You got to spread out a little bit more, at least. It's a good thing that the Zone has 2 of them, at least, with Golden Boy and Matchroom. But you know, other ones, like, they kind of have to follow suit. Like, I do want to see more fights from England, more domestic fights from England through the ESPN Plus. You know, we earned it. You know, for the money that we pay in it. You know, domestic fights, whatever, I could do with it.
Well, all I want to see is more cross.
Over under. Will we get Jules to 2 fight cards live next year in 2020?
I mean, that's possible, but you know what? Do you know why I don't go? It's very simple. I get pure profit sitting there watching the fight, talking shit.
Yes. Yeah, we know.
I get pure profit.
We know.
There's no expense report. There's no expense. There are no expenses. There is only profit. So
at least one Canelo fight.
Maybe.
By the way, could I pose a question to everybody on the panel right quick? It's like, I've been thinking about Nonito Donaire for a while. It's like he's on, like, he's a monster right now, bantamweight. He's destroying everybody. But like my question is like, why, like, because years before he went up in weight and he kind of took some losses. Do you think he kind of capped off of those weights? That's why he went back down.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, to me, I think he flew too close to the sun. Is my explanation.
Because the Walters fight, that he got stopped in that fight, and he was a featherweight for that.
And Walters at that time, he was a monster puncher at that weight.
Yeah.
Walters wasn't just any guy. It's not like it was Jason Sosa. Feel me? Not to knock Jason Sosa, but the Axeman was a big puncher, yo, and you a little dude fighting a big puncher. To me, he probably should have just stayed where he was at. But look, hey, his career not over. All I'm saying is, when a guy like Mighty Max asks me, why is Nonito Donaire still on my pound for pound? Shit like last night is why. Who else went the distance with Inouye? And he still became a champion after that. And he's still knocking motherfuckers out after that.
Right. You're right. Despite him losing to Inouye, he gave him his toughest fucking fight.
But if you let Max tell it, he not pound for pound. Gennady is pound for pound. Because when I asked him about Gennady, he got quiet. And that debate is still up. When I asked you, so do you have Gennady Golovkin? If you trying to convince me that...
Isn't he a kid who knows his boxing?
That guy, he's on Twitter too, right?
Jules, you dropped off.
How's everybody's day going so far? Y'all well?
I kicked him out.
Yeah, good.
I'm at the airport right now.
I kicked him out. He was talking bad about Mighty Max, the legend.
Hey, I used to like Mighty Max till that dumb shit. I used to like him. I'm like, yo, dog, you don't make no sense. Who's beaten more champions in the last, I'll say, 3 to 4 for the WBA in the World Boxing Super Series? He fights Inouye, he loses the belt. What happens after that? He fights another champion in Ubali. He knocks him out. He beat the fucking shit out of him. But you high on Golovkin playing games with Steve Rose and Camille Zeremat. Like, man, get the fuck out of here, man. Be arguing with me. Fucking arguing with me.
Taking a year off, layoff, waiting, not fighting Andrade, all this shit.
Yo, Jay, who fought this? Who defended their title this year? Please inform me, because I don't know.
Nonito Donaire twice.
Did Golovkin do that?
Nope.
Let's cut the goddamn shit.
He caught up. He fought twice this shit, man. He took what late 2019 he had a fight. Now he had 2 fights this year. He wants to be, hey man, guys, call me crazy, but I think the man can do it. I'm rooting for him. You know what I'm saying?
Hold on, let me read the super chat.
Yeah,
I can't hear him, y'all.
No. But
go ahead, Leo. What's up?
The thing that confused some people about Julius is that he treats his pound for pound ranking like an actual ranking.
Yes.
If you are in a ranking, you can move up and down based on what you do. Now, some people have.
Jeremy.
What happened?
What happened? I couldn't hear you.
Oh shit, my signal was mad weak. I just seen that.
Nah, you cutting out a little bit.
Oh, okay. Let me finish. Some people trade these pound for pound rankings like lists. This is a list of what I am considering the best fighters from the world, pound for pound. But Julius makes a ranking. In a ranking, you can move up and down based on what you do, like any other ranking. So that's maybe what's confusing some people.
Well, it's not. Let me explain it. Let me explain it as simple as I can, right? Because I have to do this probably at least several times in a calendar year, right? My list is a pound for pound list, but the year mark I use for pound fighters are common denominators between great fighters. So what's the common denominator between a lot of great fighters? Every great fighter that was a great fighter has been a champion more than once. Every great fighter, Sugar Ray Leonard, Sugar Ray Robinson, Roberto Duran, Tommy Hearns, you name them. They all have.
Could Sam Langford go into that conversation?
He could.
He was never a champ, though, right? I mean, he was never. No,
but the circumstances were different. That's the thing.
He was deprived of the opportunity.
Jack Johnson was fighting.
That's what I mean. Like I can't go back that far, which is why I didn't always keep a pound for pound list. I only started keeping one the last 3 or 4 years. I didn't always have one because I always thought these lists don't make sense. But because of that, I made my own. But I tried to make it make sense. So there's a lot of things that great fighters have in common. Sugar Ray Leonard moved up. Roberto Duran moved up. Tommy Hearns moved up. Sugar Ray Robinson moved up. Henry Armstrong moved up. So I look at that and I'm like, okay, so all these guys, or a lot of them, they have that in common. What else do they have in common? A lot of them were multi-weight champions. What else do they have in common? They fought the top 10 contenders. That means if you're not fighting guys in the top 10, you're not even in the conversation, bro. And you got to do more than that to be considered pound for pound, because look at the situation. Canelo's a multi-weight champion. Usyk is a multi-weight champion. Crawford is a multi-weight champion. Nonito is a multi-weight champion. Inoue is a multi-weight champion. Ioka is a multi-weight champion. It's like, yo, they getting it done. So when you bring me Spence, I'm like, oh, he unified. Well, so did they, but they're multi-weight champions. What else did he do?
That trumps what Spence did.
What else did he do? Oh, you bring me Golovkin. Okay, he got the IBF. Stephen Fulton has the WBC and the WBO. What else does Golovkin have?
You know, and I think that's the problem with most lists. Most lists,
Kazakhstan, he's got that robe. That's pound.
He don't even wear that. He don't even wear that shit no more.
Yeah, because I think that's the problem with most lists. Most lists are just popularity contests. Am I wrong?
Hey, Jules, can we get a Vicente Fernandez Open in honor on the next relay episode?
Vicente Fernandez died, bro. Oh my gosh. Walter Mercado está muerto. La tipa de
and everybody's Latina abuelita passed too.
Yeah, earlier this week, yo.
Wait. Vicente Fernández?
Él se murió.
Oh, shit.
Está muerto, el tipo.
All those years listening to El Rey for a Mexican fight, man. You know.
R.I.P. Condolences, man. That sucks.
Yeah, yo. But my pound for pound list is about accumulation. All right. If you are a pound for pound fighter, it will show in your resume. And it's that simple. So when I look at Canelo, how many active world champions that you beat that had a belt when you fought them? About 7 or 8. Crawford, about 4. Inoue, about 4. Usyk, about 4. Who are these champions? Mayris Briedis for the WBC, Krzysztof Glowacki for the WBO, Murat Gassiev he was unified, and Anthony Joshua for the heavyweight titles. I should be able to quantify it. I should be able to explain to somebody, yo, why do you have him above him? Because he did this and he did this. That's why. It's not ethereal. Skills, and I say this all the time, skills are not ethereal. There's a difference between a proper jab and a lazy jab. If you can identify the difference, what does that mean? That skills are measurable. It's not ethereal. It's not up to imagination. If you're more skilled than other fighters, there should be some kind of way for me to see that. The reason Nonito's more skilled than a lot of fighters is because he is 38 fucking years old. He's still a champion, and he's still knocking people out.
I don't rank 39.
I've never seen a pound for pound list getting people more upset, Jules, than yours because they can't refute it. The logic.
Yeah.
The thing is,
he knew what he was doing when he finally came out with one.
I'll say this about
criteria.
I'll say this about your list. You treat it with more respect, better than all these fucking belt organizations do with their weight rankings.
Yeah.
There's more integrity in it because it's the merit of the competition. It's the merit of the competition.
Boxrec have a couple of heavyweights on their pound for pound list.
Yeah, but you know why I don't fault Boxrec? Because a person is not doing that. A flawed algorithm is what's doing that. That's not a person that's like, oh, I'm gonna put him here. No, that's an algorithm that's fucked up, that they fucked up over a year ago, and I forgot why. I forgot what the reason was, but they changed something about the algorithm, and it has never been the same since. Not even their divisional rankings have been the same since.
So what I like about your list, right quick, is that like you rank people who you have to have a belt to even be considered.
Yeah,
and
because
even in other weight classes, it's like I don't understand how they can rank people above other people who aren't champions. Like that doesn't make any sense to me. How could you
for,
rank this person who doesn't have a belt above this guy who does?
and you can understand the logic that goes into that with one simple question. If I told you that fighter A cannot win a belt from anyone in this weight class, do you think that fighter A is a good fighter?
No.
If the guy can't win a belt from nobody in his division, then how's he pound for pound?
He ain't to me. That don't make sense. He's got to beat one of those guys.
He got to beat one of them guys. You got to beat a champion to be a champion. You got to beat one of them guys. It's not complicated. And if I'm telling you, for example, Broner is a fighter who had an argument a long time ago to be a pound for pound fighter. He did. He was a 4-division champion. Those are the facts. He did have an argument. But here today, does he have that argument? No. Why?
Nope.
Does he have a belt? No. Do you think he wins a belt from anybody between 140 and 147?
Tell to no.
Can he go to 54 and win a belt?
Nope.
Then why would he be pound for pound?
By the way, you think he takes the Conor Ben fight? I don't.
No. I think it's going to be the winner of Khan versus Brook.
Yep. That's logical at this point, I'd say. So he could even fight the loser in my eyes. You know, why not?
Okay, some people make their pound for pound list based on eye test, right? Okay. I can understand anyone based on eye test and saying to me, Errol Spence can win a belt in 154.
Listen, let's talk about the eye test very quickly. Let's talk about the eye test. The eye test led a lot of people to believe that Lomachenko would beat Teofimo. That did not happen. The eye test led a lot of people to believe that Anthony Joshua would beat Andy Ruiz. That did not happen. The eye test led a lot of people to believe that Mike Tyson would beat Buster Douglas. That did not happen.
Oh my God.
All right. The eye test doesn't mean shit. The only thing that matters is what actually happens. What already happens. That's the only thing that matters.
I think Douglas Fisher failed the eye test when he tried to justify Golovkin being on the pound for pound list.
Yeah. They don't want to give Jamal any credit.
Why is Spence still at number 5 on that list? Well, I don't understand.
Eye test. The eye test was the reason they put him on there. I remember the article. It was because of the eye test that he got on there, not because of his resume. All he did was beat Brook. He beats Brook, he's pound for pound.
Wow.
And he's been there ever since. Regardless of inactivity, regardless of injury, regardless of a lot of shit, he's pound for pound. Eye test. Well, I'm sorry.
I'm pound for pound too.
I'm pound for pound. I'm the WBA couch champion. Nobody beats me on this couch. WBA champion.
Yeah, I'm WBC couch champion. Me and Jules gonna unify.
Real shit. It's like they treat the situation in America mostly. I don't know what it's like in other countries, but I just know that the pound for pound list is used as a marketing tool by the pundits in America. They're not actually trying to tell you about other fighters around the world that perhaps you should pay attention to. They don't. Kazuto Ioka is an excellent fucking fighter. He's a 4-division champion. They don't talk about him. They don't talk. You know who they do talk about? One-Eye Spence.
Yeah.
One-Eye Spence.
And it goes into why why pound for pound is
down. Hashtag
Yo.
eyes down.
Who the fuck is that? Eyes down. Yes, eyes down. Eyes down Spence, right? Just like it goes into account why pound for pound is being used as a marketing tool. It's because of that. Especially when you have like legacy writing, over here in America, basically pushing it, that narrative that because he's on the pound for pound list, we should pay attention to him more. When in fact this guy hasn't fought anybody in well over 2 years.
He's Spence is above. I believe that Ring Magazine has Errol Spence Jr. above Josh Taylor, and I'm like, yo, that doesn't make sense, bro. Josh Taylor and Errol Spence Jr. have only ever been champions in one division. What's the difference? Josh is undisputed and Ring Magazine and lineal, and he fought more champions than Spence. But you're gonna put Spence above him? Why? Eye test.
Hey, Ring, you know what it is?
I
Whoever made
test
up that
you.
whoever made up that list, they want the truth.
The truth is, he ain't what the fuck y'all thought he was. That's the motherfucking truth. That's the motherfucking truth. He ain't what the fuck y'all thought he was. And I've been saying it for 3 years, but y'all don't. But they don't hear me though. They don't hear me though. He ain't what y'all thought he was.
I hate going viral on Twitter now. I know why Jules' block game is so heavy.
Yo, everybody tries to argue with you, Drew. Everybody when you go viral, everybody try to argue with
I
you.
know, and I just mute.
I'm too lazy to get an account on Twitter. Too lazy.
Save yourself, bro. Don't join that shit. Save yourself.
I think Errol Spence is going to be remembered in the same way. How this guy's name, the heavyweight champion, Roy Jones Jr. fought?
John Ruiz.
I think he's gonna be remembered in the same way, like the guy that make another guy's resume look good.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's how it's gonna end. Somebody's gonna get him. It's only a matter of time because you can't have a detached retina wearing headgear and sparring and then hold up under the high. Somebody getting shot. Somebody getting shot.
Oh shit!
Somebody getting
Can you
shot.
stop? Okay, you're triggering Jules, PTSD.
Yeah, man.
Somebody getting shot. Somebody getting shot.
Nothing's happening. It's normal.
Somebody getting shot. That's what that shit sounds like. Yo, low keto, that's what that shit sounds like.
Sound like you in the middle of a war or something, bro.
It sounds like fire. It sounds like gunshots, but they're not gunshots.
The machine
Happens every once in a while, but they're fireworks. Since están celebrando por algo de la Virgen María, de la Santa María, algo así, de ella.
Yo me imagino que la Virgen le debe a alguien un dinero. Todos esos tiroteos. I'm hearing yo. Le debe a alguien un dinero. Esos tiroteos, like, what the fuck going on, yo? Virgen better pay up, man. She better pay the piper, pay the sharks, yo.
It ran question. Did you see the Abdul Kakarov fight last night on Showtime yet or no?
He looked like fucking shit, bro.
Yeah, he lost, but now what's up with what do you think's up with the IBF mandatory situation?
They got I honestly, well, let's put it this way, right? Let's put it this way. If we go by the traditional way the IBF did things in the past, Crowley would have to fight Boots in an IBF final eliminator to crown the mandatory. That's how they used to do things. The way they're doing things now, I don't know. Maybe they make Crowley the mandatory so that Spence can have an easy one.
Yeah, because Boots will win that eliminator, then he go into the title fight. I already know.
And if Boots becomes the mandatory, I'm telling you right now, oh shit,
Errol's vacating that belt
because of them fucking gunshots. Fucking gunshots.
I'm having a war out there, man.
I'll just put myself on mute just to stop that.
Fucking gunshots scared the shit out of me, dog. But nah, Errol not gonna fight that dude. In all seriousness, he gains like at this point, I think he would drop the red belt to not fight that dude.
I agree.
He'll lose that fight, bro. He'll lose that fight.
But also, did y'all see the interview Loma was doing with what's his name? When he was saying like he was comparing all the lightweight he thinks of the lightweights, and when he saw a Tank fight, talking about like with Isaac Cruz, like, oh, now I see why Floyd Mayweather not make any meaningful fight. Then he goes, so you think Tank Davis is a great fighter? No, of course not.
He's not a great fighter. Like,
he said no so fast. He said no,
of course not. No, of course not. Didn't even hesitate at all. Like,
well, look, what great fighter? Like, if Tank's whole thing is marquee value, which I don't understand this. If the whole thing is, oh, I just want to sell tickets and make money, you doing that, but don't expect people to think you're a great fighter for being on the back foot for 12 rounds with Isaac Cruz, bro. Like, not great. That don't happen to great fighters, bro. It happened to you because you're not great. If that was Richard Comey, then I'd have said, yo, chill. Yeah, he was on the back foot, but, it's Richard Comey. That dude could punch. If it was somebody, I would give Tank the benefit of the doubt. But you don't fight shit. So if you go in there and look regular, what you want me to say?
Dude, imagine how Loma felt after that question. He must have felt so insulted. Like, I am here trying to be undisputed, and at featherweight, I couldn't fight fighters. It went to super featherweight, I couldn't fight the champions. I have to be at lightweight to people have want to fight me, and this motherfucker here fighting nobodies and trying to be on pay per view, and you're asking me if this guy is a great fighter?
Yeah, like
Shut your.
I'm like,
Cállate la
don't,
puta
don't,
boca.
don't bring him up, bro. Like, don't bring him up, bro. Don't talk about him.
yo,
Seriously.
at this
Like,
point,
I have to
I'm
fight.
not mad. I'm not mad at Leonard. Honest to God, this is where I'm at with the shit. I'm not mad at Leonard anymore. I'm not mad at Floyd and David. I'm not. I'm mad at the reporters who keep attaching Javante's name to people that are actually doing something. Don't mention Davis with George. George came from Australia to America to fight for the belts. All right. Vasyl Lomachenko from the Ukraine to America. Davis, you don't want to fight shit. Cool. Don't fight shit. Don't fight nobody. Cool. Make your money. But
be
don't
Peacock
mention
and
him.
Diva. Go right ahead.
Yeah, don't mention and Ryan too. Fuck him. Fuck him too. Like, yo,
Fuck
dog,
them
you,
both, man. Seriously, y'all do you. Seriously, you know
Oh
what I mean?
yeah, like fuck
Y'all
fuck
sit
them
on
both.
time.
Oh my
Y'all sit on
Dude,
timeout.
he
y'all
makes
sit
me
on
laugh a
timeout.
lot. Ryan Garcia makes me laugh.
And did
Yeah.
you see Loma shut down that them trying to throw Shakur in there? He's like, I already had 3 belts at 130. If he's undisputed at 130, then I'll go fight him.
It
Well,
makes
other than
sense.
that, I'm at
Yeah.
135. Stop
Yeah,
it.
why would you go
No,
down
Down.
when you're about to get a shot?
No, because
and
they're trying to run
y'all
that
know,
narrative now.
this is a pro Shakur Stevenson channel. So ain't no shade and it ain't no hate. It ain't.
Yo,
It's a
Julius, I
pro.
gotta refresh my shit real quick.
All right, I'm about to close it down anyway. This is a pro Shakur Stevenson channel, but what I'm saying is that don't make sense. What I'm gonna go to 30 to fight for your 1 belt when I could stay here and fight for 3? That don't make
Thank
no
you.
sense.
Now I'm not
That-
saying no. I'm not saying no to the fight. It's still a good fight,
And
but
the
it still
funny
doesn't
shit
make
is,
sense. Yeah.
the funny shit is, I still think the fight is gonna happen. I still think it's gonna happen because let's say, look at it this way, Jay. Let's say Loma go to Australia and he beat
Yep.
George and he get the belts back. Who is Shakur gonna fight after that?
Thank you.
Because he's not gonna stay at 130. He not gonna. You
Nah.
think he gonna stay
Nah.
at 130? No, he gonna move up.
Yeah, you gonna move up and fight. Try to fight for them shits.
That's why I'm like, ain't
By
no
the way,
reason.
Loma, he'll go to Australia. He said he would. I like this, just like I thought. Like right at the
Yeah,
post.
like-
I'll go anywhere. Yeah, I ain't got no problem with that.
I said that shit. I said that shit in a video that I uploaded. I think it was 2 days ago. That just because Shakur and Loma don't fight now, that don't mean it's not gonna happen. And it's not over marination. It's not. Let Loma fight George. Let's see if he wins. And if he wins, that's a chance for Shakur to become unified at 135. Because Oscar's ducking him. Just call a spade a spade. Oscar's
Yeah.
ducking him,
Yeah.
bro.
Oscar don't want. He don't
Oscar
want
don't
no
want
part.
to
He don't want
know.
to watch some part. Yeah, he don't want no parts of Shakur
Yeah.
at all.
He is, because when you start looking at Navarrete instead of a belt holder in your division, yo, you ducking, bro. Just keep it real.
That you could
You ducking.
that you could unify with and take his belt. Nah, man, you don't want that smoke.
Yeah, like
don't
you
want that
you
shit.
didn't want to know what did Jamel Herring and Shakur Stevenson have in common. They're both good southpaws that can move and punch. They're both jabbers. Oscar don't want to deal with that shit. He don't, because you didn't want to fight Jamel, and now you don't want to fight Shakur. You don't want, like, I already see what it is. Like, I'm like, you ducking.
Oscar's gonna lose.
La otra vaina es que
Either he
could lose to
vacates or he
Navarrete.
just loses.
No te la pierda. Navarrete has a chance. I'm telling you, he has a chance. He has a fucking
He does.
chance.
I like his odds.
He
I
might
really
beat
do.
the shit out of him.
He has a chance. I'm not gonna make no premature predictions, but I'm like, yo, Oscar, you trying to be on easy street, and I have seen that backfire on a lot of people lately, yo. You trying to be on easy street. Why
You're
you
the
want
upsets.
Navarrete? Yo, talk about it. Motherfuckers been upset all year. All year.
Oh my god.
But real question. You think Paco Verso got a call and said you got it yet? Or
Yo, dog, I already know. I already
You
because
got
I've
it.
been.
You got it,
You
Bob.
got,
You got
you
it.
got
Did
it.
he,
got it, boss.
did he get the direct deposit from Bob?
You didn't see his tweet after the fight, Jay?
No, I
Bro,
didn't
he
know.
said
No, I
that
missed
shit
that.
right after.
He said, imagine Loma versus Cambosos in Australia in front of 75,000 people. He is hip, B. He hip.
Yeah.
He know.
I fight fighter
That's a
in
fight.
front of 70,000 people and I win and become undisputed at 135. Greatness.
Thank you, Bob Arum.
Otra vaina,
fucking
otra
let me.
vaina, lo tengo que decirlo ahora. Tengo que decirlo ahora. If Emmanuel Navarrete beats Oscar Valdez, he's pound for pound.
Mm-hmm. I'd say so.
Hell yeah.
If he beats Oscar Valdez, 122, he was a champion. 126, he was a champion. If he beats Oscar at 130 for the WBC, yes, he's pound for pound, bro.
I think
He
he
is
can.
pound for pound.
I like his odds in that fight.
I like
really
his I like his chances.
That MF does not stop throwing punches, man. He does not stop throwing.
So either you have to stop him or he gonna stop you because he don't stop throwing punches.
Yeah, he just rearranged what was the last guy he fought? What was his name?
Emmanuel Navarrete. Ese güey tira un chingo de golpes, pero tira como 5 golpes al mismo tiempo, ¿verdad? Y se prepara como durante esos 5 golpes, prepara un golpe bien fuerte para que así los 5 golpes le distraen a su rival. Y ya cuando le va a dar el sexto, el golpe, ¿verdad? Le da un madrazo en el hígado o en la quijada y ya lo tumba.
Ese tipo tiene un motor. He got a fucking motor on him, bro. That dude, he don't stop throwing. He just don't stop throwing punches, bro.
His engine is fucking crazy.
His engine is nuts.
No, it's gonna be a war.
It's gonna be a fucking war. And no te la pierda de que Oscar, he likes war. So if you want to trade, he'll do that. Like that's why. Look. Let's put it another way. Yes, Oscar to me is ducking Shakur Stevenson. There's no argument. He's ducking him. But Navarrete versus Valdez is a fun fucking fight. I ain't gonna lie. That's a decent fight.
I got
you ducking, bro. You ducking though. You are ducking. I'm keeping it. You ducking. Ducking Shakur.
The thing about Oscar, more than ducking a tough fight, is ducking the stylistic matchup.
Yes.
Because Navarrete is a hard fight, even if he's moving up. But it doesn't. For me, he doesn't like the stylistic match of Shakur Stevenson.
No, because he doesn't want to have to find the guy in the ring. He doesn't, and with Shakur, he would have to find him. And not for nothing. I know a lot of people ain't gonna like this neither, but I think Shakur would beat him.
I agree.
I think Shakur would beat him. Like it wouldn't be that hard either. I think Shakur would beat him.
It's because I rewatched the Burchell Valdez fight, and honestly, like the disparity in skill between the guys was just obvious, so obvious. I mean, like Miguel was just so one-dimensional, and Valdez had a lot more layers on how to deal with him. So Burchell was just tailor-made for him, really.
Pero también I'm gonna say this, Jay. I've spoken to 1 or 2 people that they know about his camp, and what they told me is that he had a very bad camp. He was actually sick.
Who Burchell did?
Yeah. In a nutshell, just inside intel. That's what I was told.
Okay. Oh wow.
And he had a very. I was told that the dude had a very shitty fucking camp. Be that as it may, I don't hear Burchell making those excuses. I don't hear him, and good on him that he's not making them because I've never heard him say anything about it. Yeah. But that's what more than one person told me. They was like, "Yeah, that dude had a shitty camp, B."
He's been relatively quiet ever since the KO loss. I heard he's moving up the lightweight though, right?
I think he's going to Matchroom.
Oh really?
Oh yeah.
I think he's going to Matchroom.
That's not a bad career move for him. I like that.
I like Devin Haney versus Miguel Burchell, but I don't know if Haney. But
don't get it started now. Come on now.
But I don't know if Devin should stay at 135. Like yo, dog, like you might need to move up, bro. Like you're getting too big for that weight.
I mean, like honestly, his welcome there.
I prefer Loma versus Kambosos in Australia. I think that's a bigger fight, if I'm being honest, in Australia than Devin.
Yeah. I mean,
way bigger.
Look, if Devin gets the fight for undisputed, I'm cool. If Loma gets the chance to win his belts back, I'm cool. Either one works for me. I'm not against either of them. To me, it's all about if you're gonna do the Devin fight, you need to do it now because WBO probably drawing up that order as we speak.
So I don't know what the hell Eddie's waiting on. Like I don't know. Has he even signed Alicia Baumgartner yet?
I'm gonna just say I've been told he has. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay, good, sweet.
And I'm like, I've been. I ain't gonna say a lot of shit, but
but it's alleged that she's locked in.
It's alleged that she's locked in.
You get any info on Alicia Short? You better hit me.
Ring, keep us posted on that, please, man.
I can't be talking about what these people be telling me all the time, yo. I gotta keep certain shit under wraps.
Got to protect your sources. Yeah, I get
Yes,
it.
yeah. When the time is right, me and my old
You
lady
shouldn't
will
expose
make a
yourself.
formal announcement. Okay.
Number one rule.
When the time is right, me and Alicia will make our formal announcement on the direction we're headed with her career.
Oh yeah. I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, man. Like one person left a comment talking about like Mayor wants Bumgarner real bad, and I'm like, oh yeah, I don't blame her. I want her too. So
I think everybody does. I think but look, I can't look. This is the shit, right? And I said this in a video the other day. They're like, yo, you see how they scored the Hamadouche fight, right? You see that, and it's like, yo, you don't do yourself no favors, or whoever did that, right? Just the judges in general, they didn't help the situation scoring that fight that way because the woman won at least 4 rounds and y'all didn't give her no rounds. So other people are gonna see that and be like, nah, B, I'm good. Y'all not gonna jerk me on the cards. I just seen y'all jerk what's her face on the cards, and I'm gonna go over there. Nah, you gonna have to wait. You gonna have to find somebody to fight, which is why I recommend she fight Delphine Pursuit.
That's not a bad choice. I like that fight.
You want to be in a big fight, right? You want to be in a big fight. You fought Maiva. Who beat Maiva? Delphine. Go fight her.
What can't be cracking up was Eddie was talking about how like the scorecards were fishy. Eddie, I like you, bro, but come on, some fishy shit is happening in the match room with your stoppages and your scorecards.
Zelfa Barrett versus Kiko Martinez was fucking fishy.
And your stoppages.
There's always been fishy shit under promotional banners.
I mean, the Brock Jarvis fight was awful. Like he was out on his feet in the second round. I thought it should have been stopped there. You know what I mean? But then you let him continue. Then the fight gets waved off in the 5th. I'm like, the hell did I just watch here? Like seriously, like this ref is I don't know. That was just weird. I don't know.
That's why you gotta love the Kiko Martinez's of the world.
Yes,
because he took that shit. He made them judges' job real fucking easy. Like, yo, don't even score the next round. Don't even score.
Y'all should have just went home.
Yeah, like y'all don't need to work tonight, B. Don't worry, I got y'all, man.
Yeah, that's right. I tell Michaela that, hey, take the night off. This fight ain't going to business when it happens. So,
my man Liam in Australia says, I can tell you now, Devin versus George is a bigger fight than Loma versus George in Australia. I know that it's a more winnable. Yo, look, it's a more win. I'm gonna tell y'all right now, and I'm not being funny. I think it's a more winnable fight. I don't have George beating Loma. I'm just gonna get that right out the way right now. I don't have George beating Loma.
Oh, me too. Yeah, I got Loma beats all these guys still at 135. I believe he gives everybody serious issues.
If he goes down in Australia, in America, in Vegas, in Sydney, wherever, he beats George. That's how I see that. Now, Devin, George has got a shot.
Yes.
If George is a smart man, he takes the Devin fight.
He better hurry up. He better hurry the fuck up. Because once the order comes down,
judges too.
Once the order comes down, there's no getting out of that. That's how Ugas is all trapped up. Because Ugas waited until after the fucking order came down to petition for a unification. It don't work like that. You got to do that before, not after. After, you are under orders, bro. You're under orders.
Now, Ring, let's say the order came down for George to fight Loma. Like, could they possibly convince Loma to step aside to unify with Devin? Is that a possibility?
Possibly.
No.
No. I mean, if the question is it possible? Yes. Is it likely? No, because Loma won't step aside. He won't.
No, he won't.
If you could get him,
yeah.
If you could get him to step aside, then great. If you can get him to do that, but do you think you can get him to step aside right now?
No.
That dude ain't stepping aside. Like, nah, you
want his
fucking
belts back.
wilding.
He want his belts.
On my belts. On that note, gentlemen, always a pleasure. See you on the next live.
Yes, sir.
Good talking to you, man. Peace, guys.